Previously on Twin Portals.
The Silver Waves of Justice got reacquainted with their old employers, the Castellanters, when they broke into their villa and plundered their unattended mansion. Thanks to the kindness of the Castellanters' twin children, SWOJ discovered dark dealings and a demonic sanctum deep below the villa. Kept secret within a flaming altar was the third and final eye of the Stone of Galore. As Amalia Castellanter descended upon the sanctum, Ilka shattered the altar, freeing the eye and allowing SWOJ to quickly collect it. Our heroes limped from the Castellanter assault, escaping the villa through a natural subterranean stream flowing towards the muddy Waterdeep coast. Having finally collected the three eyes of the Stone of Galore, SWOJ now prepares to return to the safe house of Romalia Haventree to discover the hidden location of the Vault of Dragons.
Of Romalia Haventree, which is where they were keeping the Stone of Galore itself. So they were going to put them all together. So we join our heroes now. It's twilight in the first of Tarsak Fool's Day in Waterdeep. It's Fantasy April. Whatever that means to you guys, if you've made any decisions at this point.
I hate it.
And you're standing outside of Romalia Haventree's house. It's this really beautiful kind of manor in a long line of manors. Think like Copenhagen, Denmark, just all these beautiful old houses in a line. All the windows are shut. The door is shut. What do you do?
So we've had time to run and collect the rest of the stones, correct?
Yes, you've been keeping it kind of on the DL because you know there are lots of people looking for you, and these three stones are very valuable and highly sought after. So you've been sneaking with the help of your friend Terry and just kind of keeping in contact with your friends. You've managed to make it all the way here without being detected, as far as you know.
Okay, so let's identify where the stones are. So
I have one.
You have one, which you got from
the Bowl of Fire.
Bowl of Fire, that's right. Yes, last episode. We should all have that. Do you have one?
I have one in my pouches somewhere. I have many pouches.
And I have the original, the first one that we got from the Xanathar. We had to run back to Troll Skull to get it because I thought the best place to keep it would be in a goldfish bowl, which I had in my room. Which is exactly where the Xanathar had his.
Right.
I thought
no
no
one
would
would
think
belong.
yes.
No one would ever suspect.
No.
Okay.
So for
Right.
some
Natural
reason I had a
environment.
goldfish that went unnamed and the stone sat there and Scoot thought that was the most genius place to put it.
It worked because
It worked.
we have it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Guard goldfish.
Okay,
Okay.
so we have the eyes.
So three
and
of us-
we're at Romalia's.
Okay.
Yes. The street's quiet.
I could use the sending stone to try to contact her
Okay, that
before
sounds
we
great.
approach.
Do it, Zay.
Okay. Romalia. Romalia, come in. Romalia, say, come in.
Zay, it's hard to tell what you're saying on my burner sending stone. The reception's pretty crap.
Well, we're right outside, so maybe we could do something about that.
What's the password?
Open the doors, Veronica.
It checks out, and you see a glint of light from one of the windows. It's an old code, but we'll let them through. Like there's something peeking out of one of the top floor windows, and then there's kind of a chink 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 chink, and then the door swings open into darkness ahead of you.
That sounds terrifying. It's not gonna lie, Zay's a little intimidated, even though she's been there before.
Yeah, it seems like security's gone up since the last time you were there.
I just realized, wasn't the code supposed to work the other way? I thought we were going to ask her the code.
Oh.
oops.
Uh-oh.
Matthias, don't write that down. Whoops. All right.
You've been
I mean,
played.
she knew there was a code, so
I
that's
guess.
promising.
I guess so. All right. I go in. I step in. Lark steps in.
Okay, and you're greeted by two city watch members in gray armor and leather,
Uh-oh.
and they usher you all in. They're like quickly before anyone sees you.
Okay.
Scoot questions authority, so he's a little hesitant.
Well,
It is weird that they're here at Romalia's.
Yeah,
I didn't
right?
think the Harpers were in cahoots with the watch, but okay.
Yeah, it is weird. And Romalia comes in then from the back room where Zay was kept once upon a time, where you guys left the stone last. And she says, "Come in. Do you have the eyes?"
We have them in a safe place. Do you have the stone?
She says, "I do. It's back in here."
That seems safe.
Okay, go get it. That'd be great.
And she does. She steps back into the kitchen and comes back out with this glass case with a sort of like a cushion on it, and the stone of galore is clearly held within. It's this kind of like horned melon shaped, sort of oval shaped, avocado sized green stone with scales and 3 closed eyeballs on it.
She kept it in the kitchen?
Yes.
It needs to be
Where would
refrigerated.
you keep it? Yeah.
I guess if it looks like an avocado, perfect.
Right. Exactly. Actually, the eyes are open but empty, so they're waiting for the eyes to be placed in. And she says, before we do anything else, I just wanted to say thank you for your help in the towers. I didn't get a chance to properly address it before, but several members of the city watch, for the record, are somewhat upset that you were even involved. The story's been breaking over the course of the day. But my people, for what it's worth, appreciate your help. So thank you. Lark, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you too, Romalia. What's with the watch here? Who are these guys?
Oh, they're just in uniforms. Don't worry. We move in many circles in the Harpers.
Nice. They're like
Right, Harpers.
undercover Harpers. That's awesome.
She nods quietly. Yeah, she's like, yeah, you want in?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Lark,
Where do
we
I
can't
sign?
lose you to the
see what we can do.
Harpers.
With that hat and mustache, there's no way you could be undercover.
I'm surprised you recognize me with my mustache, Romalia.
She says, it wasn't easy, but we have our sources.
It's probably the hat. I understand.
I'm going to Photoshop a picture of you with that tiny little mustache.
So she says, all right, should we put it all together here? This might be the safest place.
Do we need to take it to Layrel?
No, we don't. I mean, Laryl has her hands in many different pots. She is probably busy right now. That would be delaying what we could achieve right now. Laryl did give us permission to act
Okay,
as soon as we can.
I get the sense that this is what we were supposed to do. So that sounds like a good idea.
Zay starts fishing in her pouches, trying to
Listen,
find the stone.
we could all just like wait around for a day or two if you want. Grow some
Investigate some
turnips or
doors.
something.
How long do we have the theater for?
If we wanted to tell an interesting story, we would probably want to put the eyes in the stone now.
I don't know. I'm not an editor. I'm a member of the Harpers.
And we all start simultaneously looking at the places we have the stones.
Yeah, right. Checking your pockets.
I'm got the bag of holding, and I'm looking through like the body of Thale and everything else that I've shoved. Like there's a couple of broadswords
It's
or
gonna smell terrible at this point.
yeah,
bury
like
that or no? The
We
body?
had a
Oh, yeah, we had
funeral
a
for
funeral.
Thales.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
in the bag of holding.
okay. I
Zay
making sure.
pulls out her eye
retcon that.
from her pouches. The other eye.
This goes real dark real fast.
Roll for self-mutilation.
Yeah. How much damage is that? Like 2d4?
Take out an
not very
eye.
much for an
dexterity?
entire
It's
eye.
not like lethal.
Oh God.
Okay, Zay has her eye out, and Scoot's looking
I'm
in the bag
shaking.
of holding.
I'm shaking the bag of holding, trying to get it to rustle to the top.
And Romalia opens the case and holds it out for you to put the eyes into the stone.
Zay places the eye.
Lark
she
takes
had.
the stone out and holds it. And
Okay.
holds it for everyone to put the eyes in.
Uh-oh.
I just didn't want her to have it is all.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I like it.
You get this kind of cold feeling immediately, which kind of reminds you of when you were sort of possessed by the stone back in the prison cell
Right.
and the dock's ward.
But I don't have a...
I don't go comatose.
Okay.
You don't black out.
All right, good.
No.
I unsling my concertina, and I untwist one of the keys. And as it pops off, there's a little circle, and out comes the eye. It's the F sharp major
Ilka.
chord
That's
structure.
Good
Awesome.
hiding
If you
spot.
That's fantastic.
All right, so I'm holding the little eye. Ilka's real skeptical, but I'm gonna set it in the. I'm gesticulating. It's a podcast. You can't see my hands, listeners. I'm gonna reach out and set it deftly into the second slot.
Boom. Nothing happens.
I
So who's left?
I sort of
Scoot.
scooch it over to
Scoot.
Scoot.
Okay. Yep. I'm jostling with the bag a little bit. I look around a little bit. I say, Accio eye. Nothing really happens, so I'd start to turn it up a little bit, like when you're trying to get like actual serving size of Doritos out onto the plate,
Yeah.
and then hopefully
Like what falls out of your bag? Like a great axe.
one great axe, 14 gold pieces, and then the eye.
Nice. You catch it, or do you just like drop it on the floor?
I miss it when I'm grabbing the gold.
Okay. So the eye's rolling away. The guards are reaching to like lunge for it right now. Are you going to stop them, or are you
Zay
going to get it?
scrambles after the eye and grabs
Okay.
it.
And you pick it up first because you were right next to it.
And
So-
I say, oh crap, and then I throw the gold and the great axes back in the bag, and say, thanks, Zay.
I approach the eye and sort of gingerly place the final Or I approach the stone and
Yeah.
gingerly place the final eye.
Okay. And right away, the stone like rips out of your hand, Lark, and starts to like hover and spin in the room around the four of you.
Whoa.
The windows all blow open all at once, and a wind circles around the room and makes all your hair and your clothes flutter and blow around.
No hair, no clothes.
Except for Scoot. Except for Scoot. Scoot's just pretty mellow.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. What's going on?
You all feel this sort of physical pull on the back of your neck, like something just hooked you and is like pulling you forward and upward. And you all start to, your consciousness starts to be invaded by these tendrils of an oppressive other that is invading your mind and trying to control it. Everyone make a wisdom save.
Okay. It's not my best.
All right. Which die is good?
14 for Zay.
15, Ilka.
Oh.
7.
You said wisdom?
Yes.
15.
15. Okay. You all start to black out. The last thing you see is the two guards and Romalia standing over you, kind of looming, and their eyes are opaque and blood red and glowing as they look at you.
Man, I knew we should have asked her the code word.
You
So
then
since I got
your
it wrong.
minds are invaded by a voice. It starts out as this sort of low rumble that you kind of recognize as the voice of the Stone of Galore, like a boo. But then it kind of crystallizes and gets colder and sharper until it's like, and then it kind of becomes this cold and discerning voice that says to you, "Prove that you have the will to claim what you seek. Face me at my prime in the vault of dragons." And then reality twists around you, and the light from out through the windows, the shadows change directions backwards and forwards as time and space seem to shift all around you. And in this blur of half consciousness, you suddenly all wake up at the same time. And you are on a big, wide open street in Waterdeep. It seems like it's morning now instead of twilight, like the sun's on the other side of the sky and the shadows are facing the other direction. There's kind of a golden glow. It feels warm like summertime. The streets seem wider than usual, and the buildings seem older than usual.
Uh-oh.
Um,
We've played this episode before.
I think so too.
and there is nobody on the streets
Yeah.
except for you.
Do we smell Zyquil?
Zy-
You
Nyquil?
do not.
Okay.
Not a
cherries.
Zyquil dream again?
If anything, you smell like a little bit of a foul stench on the air, like kind of like something sickly, like vomit or something. Just a little.
So we've been sent. It looks like an older version of Waterdeep.
Yeah, yep. And up on the hill, where the castle Waterdeep is normally very visible from everywhere in the city, instead of the castle is this wooden fort. There are various towers that you don't recognize. Out of the 8 giant stone statues that loom over the city of Waterdeep, a couple of them are missing. There's only like 6 right now. So it's definitely Waterdeep, but it's not the Waterdeep that you recognize.
Oh wow. Am I still holding the Stone of Galore?
You are not.
Okay. It's gone. It's nowhere.
It is gone.
And it said, prove that you have the will to what was it?
To claim what you seek.
Face me in the vault of dragons.
I feel like we're all writing the same things but missed different words.
It said it really fast.
I went kind of fast. I'm sorry.
Okay. Who knows where the Vault of Dragons is? I thought that's what the stone was supposed to tell us where it was.
Apparently it wants
I
us
think
to fight
it
it.
brought us to where it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right here in the street?
You're all
I think it's in
interrupted
the path.
by a voice coming from the far end of the street towards the high road. This female dwarven voice that says, "You seem lost."
We
Hi.
are. Hi.
So lost.
Who are you?
Oh, me? I don't know what accent this is, but I'm.
Scottish. Dwarves
Call
are
me
Scottish.
Stone Marrow.
There you go.
Rosetta Stone Marrow.
There you go.
Are you the help we asked for?
Yes, we are.
I hope so. Come with me.
Zay follows.
Okay. I follow Zay.
Rosetta, her new best friend.
Being trusting has never steered us astray.
You see, like, as you get closer, that it's this dwarven woman. She has kind of a pencil mustache, and she's got much nicer than Lark's. Much nicer.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Full and lovely.
Harsh.
It's beautiful. Like, it's long, like much more Salvador Dali than Lark's.
Okay.
And she's wearing kind of like ornate, sort of like noble's clothing, but they're kind of dusty and muddy. Like she hasn't changed her clothes in a few days. She says, "Come with me, come with me." The sooner we can get this done, the better.
Okay, we're following.
Okay. And she's taking you up the high road, sort of towards where Trollskull Manor would be, to the north of the city. She says, so what brought you over there? What were you looking for? You all look confused as hell.
Confused as hell, ma'am.
We were looking for Trollskull Manor.
Huh?
Oh, you haven't heard of it? It's pretty famous for where we're from.
And where are you from?
Waterdeep.
But maybe a different Waterdeep.
She says, I see your t-shirt says Silver Waves of Justice.
Yeah.
Never
SWOJ.
heard of them.
What?
Well, you're about to.
That's actually kind of legit where we're from, too.
I was looking for the Vault of Dragons.
Vault of Dragons.
Yeah.
So many pages through your notes right now.
There's another stone marrow, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh.
She says, Olcoria Stone Marrow
Olcoria,
was a
thank
member
you.
of the City Watch and the
Thanks, DM.
Magisters up in the North Ward. She helped keep an eye on Trollskull for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a freebie.
It's so many
Cheers.
people to keep track of.
And Rosetta says, well, you know how things have been for the last couple of days since the Great Flood. It's been a complete shit show. So pardon me, friends in the audience.
Waterdeep. That's about right.
Yeah, don't drink any of the water. It's toxic or worse. We don't really know. Most folks have left. They've evacuated the city because of the water situation. So I'm hoping that you can get this resolved for us before, the whole city just goes kaput.
Oh, okay. Well, that's our specialty. Luckily, taking care of floods. Just so I have it on the paperwork. What's the date?
He says, well, it's the first of Tarsak. What is that? Some kind of a joke or
No,
something?
first of Tarsak in the year. Just I got to write it down here. It's. Or I'll have you fill it.
She humors you and says 992 DR.
992 DR. Okay, and then just out of the game here, what's the year that we normally are playing in?
That would be 1492 DR.
Oh my gosh.
500 years?
Okay.
I say, having done math,
She says 500 years to what?
is a period of time that's a very long time, Miss
Yeah.
Rosetta Stone.
500 years is about how often one of these floods come around. We
Yep.
know that in the business, in the flood business.
The flood works.
Yeah.
Well, you may be masters of flood knowledge, but have you ever dealt with an aboleth?
I'm just an apprentice. They didn't cover aboleths yet.
I did see a friend of mine once take care of an aboleth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And how did they do that?
Well, she sort of raised it up and then crushed it in the air with magic.
Rosetta just stares at you.
It was a while ago.
Maybe 500 more years
It was,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
500 years in the future.
Is this friend still in the business?
we might have access to her. Yeah.
Did you guys tell me that this happened?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
Maybe. I can't remember.
I don't know.
There's been a lot happening
We
since
kind
then.
of branched off. Three of us went to investigate on our own.
Yeah, we immediately got arrested, and then I died, and so things have been happening.
There was an icy pool.
I got busy.
It's been a weird week.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to be friends with this super awesome person who can
Say, we'll
crush
tell you
an
about it later.
aboleth. Okay.
She says, well, here's what happened. You see, don't let this get around because it's a bit of an embarrassment, but since you're here to help, I'll trust you with the information.
We're great at keeping secrets.
Yeah, the best.
Okay. My great-great-great-grandma, Zuzu Bailey Brew, had an heirloom, this green stone. She called it the Stone of Galore. Don't know where she got it, but she always said, keep it high, keep it dry. And so we did up until a few days ago, when the Great Flood hit, and in all the chaos, it slipped out of me pocket, landed in the water, washed down into the city sewers. And ever since then, the waters have been undrinkable, unpotable, foul, disgusting, murky. The whole city's been evacuated, except for a few rich folks who have priests who can bless their water, the rich dandies.
Rich folks. The worst.
Have you considered eating them?
Eating the rich?
Rich folks.
She grins. really big, and says, you know, actually, now that you mention it, and as she says that, you're approaching this big amphitheater. It's in a place. It's near Troll Skull Manor, a couple blocks to the west, near the high road. And standing at the door of this, it's like a big coliseum. So there's kind of a wide open double door leading to this coliseum. You can see inside like a stage with a big bowl seating. And at the door is this very impatient-looking human noble who sees you all coming and says, "Ha ha! The help has arrived! Come, let me see you.
Where?
I wave.
He says, "I'm sure you know me."
Absolutely not, sir.
He looks extremely hurt by
I'm
that.
sorry. We'd spend a lot of time dealing with floods and not a lot dealing with nobles, so that's why we don't know who
You're
you are.
flood specialists.
Yes.
Yes, we bring justice to the waves.
Oh, that's why it says
Yes.
silver waves. I see. I, and he takes a big flourishing bow, says, "My name is Zadio Neverember. This is my theater, my music hall. I'm hoping that you can help me get these dwarves out of my changing rooms, out of my backstage area. They've been excavating for the last couple of days here, and I'd like them out. So please, I sent the summons to the great Lord Agaran and never got a response, so I'm glad you're here finally.
Yes.
We're running out of holy water, so
Lead the way. Please bring us to the dwarves.
very well." And he leads you into the amphitheater. You can see there's a few, it looks like actor types kind of looking all down and out and like they haven't had a shower or washed in a couple of days. There's a couple of dwarves
That's
there
pretty
sitting
average.
on the stage.
Yeah, not that
I was gonna
different.
say, or
Yeah.
a job in a year.
Yeah. There a couple of the dwarves are wearing masks and like face masks. And Rosetta mentions, some folks think it's an airborne thing, so we're just trying to keep it safe.
Too soon.
I came here to escape reality, sir.
And a couple of them are playing songs on bagpipes, like "Bah, bah, 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 bah," with like a drone in the background.
Yeah.
If you can imagine. Yeah. It
Zay's
kind of
pretty
sounds like your
intrigued
bearded
by-
face, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
I love that
a
one.
recognizable melody.
I start humming along, and I kind of harmonize up above it.
Oh, and one of them turns and says, "Oh, you know it."
I'm going to unsling my concertina and start playing along with them.
Oh, go for it,
Oh.
please.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I could resist that. I
Take it away. They
think
say.
Ilka. No, this is not a solo. I want bagpipes and concertina at the
good.
same time.
And one of them says it was meant to be played as a duet, so I'm glad you feel that way.
Yes.
With a trio might be even better. And so the two of them start to drone, and one plays the melody, and one plays this harmony. And how do you do it?
I'm gonna be scampering over and jigging with them. I feel like I haven't played in a while, so I'm gonna be like working the crunchies out of my fingers and just kind of courting to start, and then getting a little more showy with it. And I'm gonna be singing the lyrics I know. It's been 500 years, so these might be some shiny new verses that they've never heard.
Roll performance.
Scoot would also like to stomp along in whatever sailor way he thinks he can to try to give some assistance to this.
Yeah, roll with advantage.
It was a 25.
She's not going to need it.
Scoot shuts up.
Yeah, and so as this sort of like awkward entrance committee thing is going down, he's leading you to the back. Ilka just sweeps onto the stage with these dwarves. They make friends in like the space of half a minute. And before anyone can even blink twice, she's leading these dwarves in this rendition of Your Beardy Face, teaching them new lyrics, singing melody, singing harmony,
Yeah, and there's now a bit about a pencil mustache.
a bit about a pencil mustache. Like, what's the rhyme? Mustache and...
Fat cash.
Goulash. And eyelash.
And the actors are into it. It's like the first performance they've had in a few days now. It just lifts the gloom right out of their area. And Zadio's like, "Wow, are you looking for a job?"
It sounds like we have one. What's got something to do with these floodwaters and also dwarves, but after that, I'll come gig with y'all.
He says, "Yes, we're hiring many long-term positions here for famous renditions of, the shows that I'm most well known for. The Kiss of the Spider Woman
Yeah.
and La Zoem and that rousing musical, Displacer Beasts. Those jellicle Displacer Beasts." Jellicle displacer beasts. That rum-tum tugger is a curious displacer beast.
We're gonna get DMCA'd, dude.
That was less than 10 seconds. I think we're okay.
But it was so perfect.
Eventually, Zadio leads you to the green room, the backstage area. It's a series of kind of canvassed side rooms behind the stage. And there's a trail of dust and excavation leading to one of them in the back, which she explains. This was supposed to be the prima donna's room, and now look at it. There's this huge excavation in the middle of the room, like a 10-foot by 10-foot hole in the ground with a wide staircase leading down into darkness. And he says, these dwarves claim that whatever's poisoning our city is right down there in this vault of theirs. I didn't even know it was under my establishment. Look at me. I mean, I guess I lucked out having some ancient dwarven ruins, right? All the treasure down there is mine, in case you're wondering. But I didn't hire you here to look for treasure. I hired you to go down there and kill whatever's making the water bad. So, what say you?
Zay moves over to Rosetta Stone Marrow and says, is what he's saying about right?
She nods and says, yeah, at a really fast pace. I think I caught most of it. Yeah, that sounded right.
Is that where Zuzu Bailey Brew's stone fell down there? Or it went through the sewers, but maybe it wound up down there?
Well, we were tracking where the water became drinkable again and figured out that the center was right down in this area. And so we knew that there was an old Malarican dwarven ruin below this theater. And given that it's an emergency situation, we got an emergency permit from the Lord to start digging. And we found our way down there. There's a big vault down there, you see, that normally the door is locked. It's been locked for many years, to the best of our knowledge. But ever since a couple of days ago, we went down and looked, and the door was wide open. So we don't know how it could have done that unless the floodwaters, there was so much pressure or something that it blew the doors open. But anyway, we've sent a few of our people down there already, and some of the actors went down there to help them take a look. And it's very creepy down there. It's sticky and slimy and murky, and it seems like light doesn't want to get in very far, and a few of our people never came back.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
So that's why we decided we needed professional flood experts.
That's what you got. We're ready.
I hope so.
Has the smell changed at all?
No, it's actually a
since you
little bit
lost the
worse.
people?
It's a little bit worse.
So, Malarican, is that similar to what we found in the Feywild?
No, roll history. I guess roll intelligence.
13?
13. It rings a bell to you, Zay. The Malarican are an ancient dwarven culture. You don't know much about the details of their lives or anything, except that they were around in Waterdeep before the humans moved in.
Oh, so Waterdeep was like built over their civilization.
Yeah, like they built downwards and then the humans built upwards. And that's kind of the history of it.
Okay.
And this Lord Agarin, would we recognize that name?
You would recognize it from Agarin's Dragon Ward, the thing you've kept hearing about. Yeah, it's the spell that keeps dragons out of Waterdeep. There's a big bubble over the city that has to do with him.
But does that, do we know if does that word exist yet? He is casting it at some point during his tenure now while he's alive?
You
or are
don't
there
know.
dragons?
You don't see any dragons.
Huh.
You could ask.
Hey, Rosetta, when was the last time you saw a dragon?
She says, what? You think a dragon has to do with this?
I hope not.
She says, they're always around, poking around in the ruins. I don't know. There could be one down there right now, for all I know.
Oh, that
Oh,
sounds
no.
ominous.
It's not a good idea for
A
us.
dragon in the dungeon? Sounds unlikely.
We just spent 3 episodes getting Lark back.
What if it's Zelopharn? How long do dragons live? Does
A
anybody
long
know?
time, more than 500
20,
years.
30
Yeah.
years
Centuries.
tops.
Yeah, but he's not our friend in the past.
I know, but
Doesn't
what do
know
we...
us from
Okay,
anyone.
start brainstorming about things to say to Zelopharn.
Okay, I think, is there anything else we should know before we head down?
She says, I think it's better if you see it for yourselves.
Great.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Dancing lights?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to walk over to the hole and cast dancing lights down it.
What do they look like?
For this, I want warmth and brightness because it's moldy and murky down there. So these are all going to have an orangey ready tint. See if that can't counter some of what we're walking into. I'd like one hovering with each of the 4 of us,
Nice.
I have dark vision.
except for Scoot.
Who's just brighter than everybody
Yes.
else's,
The
right?
dancing
Yes.
lights, they're warm, but they're dim. You can see about 10 feet out if you don't have dark vision. So for the 3 of you. For Scoot, you can see 60 feet into the darkness in black and white. So
Oh. I don't know why that's sadder for me.
you can't appreciate the lights.
I can't enjoy the color.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to walk down the stairs.
Okay. When with Ilka leading the way, assuming that everyone comes with,
Yeah.
Yep.
you descend about a 80 feet or so downwards down this gently sloped staircase directly to the east until you reach these 2 massive adamantine doors, like a dark green, heavy metal, like a clayish, very opaque metal. And on the door, do any of you speak Dwarvish by chance?
Nope.
No.
Dwarvish.
I got
Dwarvish,
common and
Dwarvish.
orc.
All right.
Elvish.
Then there are some Dwarvish runes on the door that you don't recognize, as well as 3 circles sort of straddling where the doors part, and they're already blasted open towards the inside of this chamber. Inside through the doors, you can see that it's this very smooth hewn stone inside this vaulting chamber. It's hard to tell how high the chamber goes once you get through the doors, but it kind of just opens up from this tunnel that you're in right now into this very high ceilinged chamber. However, the first thing you perceive is the sound of rushing water and falling water and dripping water coming from every which direction inside this cavern. It's hard to tell exactly where the source of all this water is, but Rosetta, as she's leaving, she's like, "Good luck down there. Just so you know, I believe many of the city sewer lines were pretty messed up by the flood, so there's all sorts of flowages coming from every which way. Don't worry, it's clean at this point. But
Rosetta, can you read to us what it says on the door?
oh yes," she says. It says
That was easy.
it. It says, "The 3 eyes bring them forth." Do you know what that means?
Oh, I got a hunch.
It's flood stuff. Don't worry about it. We got it.
It's plumbing instructions.
She says, "I think it has to do with my my old heirloom, with the 3 eyes on it." And
Oh,
I
yeah,
used
that's
to
a good
look at it
guess,
lot
too.
in-
The last time you saw it, did it have 3 eyes on it?
It did. Yes.
Where is it?
Well, it fell out of my hands and
that's-
fell into the sewers, so I don't
Okay.
know where it is now. There was a flash of light when it hit the water, and then I lost track of it.
Huh.
Yeah.
And can I just a point of clarification? The doors are blown open, or just the part where it looks like the eyes would interlock is blown open?
The whole door is swept wide open,
Okay.
so it's like 20 feet wide.
So we can get in. Great.
Yeah.
Scoot kind of admires that work.
It
As
is
a professional
gorgeous.
door deconstructor,
Yeah.
he's like, wow, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Oh,
You
the
need to bring
hinges are
your
on the other
absolute
side.
A game to break that door.
Yeah, somebody really took some care in destroying this door.
Yeah. Yeah.
They paid attention to which side the hinges were on. Yeah.
Yeah.
One time. One time I forgot which way the door opened.
Inside of you, this room is about 60 feet wide and just extends out into the darkness. You can't really see where it ends, but the whole floor is covered in water. You can see the ground from these doors slopes downwards a little bit, and you think it might be shallow water, but it's hard to tell if it ever gets deeper anywhere. It's pitch black in there. So, Scoot, you can see about 60 feet in. You see a couple of pillars that are extending upwards into darkness, as well as just this smooth water covering the ground where you would be walking in.
Yep, I'd kind of describe that and just be like, okay, well, this is what's going on. And if you want to throw a dancing light on me now, and I can pave the way a little bit for everybody so that you all can see.
I want to send a light into the water.
Oh, do that.
So we can watch it descend and see how deep that goes.
Nice. Okay. So you test the water with your light, and you can tell it's about 2 to 3 feet deep throughout. It's not that deep, but the water is extremely murky, so your light gets choked out after like just a couple feet down into the water. It's not really clear like what it's murky with. It's just like a thick, kind of fibrous, oily substance.
Zay pulls out her wellies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ground all around you, for the record, is like sticky, and it's like almost hard to keep your footing unless you have some way of keeping your balance better. It's just so slimy and icky.
That
I
sounds
have
terrible.
special boots and a terrible acrobatics roll.
Okay, so you're really struggling right now. You're like Link in Ocarina of Time with the hover boots on. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Okay. Never mind.
Breath of the Wild.
So, as you're all looking, from the far end of the room, a single ripple just comes across the water towards you and kind of like laps up against the water at the shore next to you. And then the water's still again.
Okay, so I don't know. Being a sailor, the interior water and the sound, I wouldn't understand that. But the ripples, I might be able to have an idea about. Do I have a sense of how big, how close, things like that, based on the ripples?
Roll nature.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, not cool. Oh, 18.
You get the sense that it was either something very big and very far away, or something small and something close. It's not clear in the darkness.
Say,
I have a lot of information for y'all.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the wave?
I think it's either something big and like way far away into the 60-foot by darkness room,
Okay.
or something tiny and close.
That doesn't really narrow it down much, Scoot.
Yeah, I guess the only thing you can discern is that maybe it's like something like pushing out of the water, causing a wave.
I think something disrupted the
waves
water,
aren't that clear.
Oh.
Yeah.
which might have made a ripple.
That seems obvious.
Yeah, Rosetta's just looking at the two of you like, what? Who are these
oh, she
people?
stuck around?
She's having second thoughts. She's like, if there's dwarven runes, maybe I should stick around, she says.
Yeah, stick
Yes,
around.
please do.
Thanks, Rosetta Stone.
All right, I'm gonna.
I'll
Zay
translate
sidles
for
up
you.
next to her and holds her hand. I would like to cast Druidcraft and do a smell of like a rotting corpse above where we saw it end to
Okay.
see if it'll lure it up.
It just
Like
smells
the-
worse.
Okay.
It smells really bad.
Say.
Like
Well,
did you
not
do?
a corpse, but like the corpse of like it's like a vulture.
it's got that like
scavenger or
alcoholic
something.
smell almost, where it's just been decaying for so long that.
Scoot, was that you?
You know the rule, Lark. Who smelt it dealt it.
Ilka's having very crypty flashbacks right now. It's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna light a torch, but I'm not sure now.
Sorry,
roll
guys, that
perception, everyone.
As we've been screwing around for the past 5
In the
minutes.
fucking doorway. Always the doorway.
12.
Oh, yeah.
5. I think really she's like in a flashback from the smell of that
Oh, yeah.
corpse. So she didn't see anything.
13.
19.
Oh, Scoot.
Nice.
I know.
So you're like in full examination mode after seeing those ripples, and you're like, wait a minute, maybe there's something up there. And as you're like kind of examining the situation ahead of you in the darkness, you hear what you're pretty sure through the dropping water and the falling water and the roaring of subsurface drainage. You hear the sound of a roar, like a monstrous roar coming from like upwards and to the left, facing the doorway.
I ready my axe and I start facing that way before I can even mention any of this.
Okay.
It's like I just kind of like go on alert, like grab my axe, and I'm using a one-handed axe now.
All right.
Yeah, and just getting ready for it. And then
And you all see Scoot do that.
if I have time, I translate that information as best I think there's something that way.
You do have time. Yeah, nothing is coming at you. You just heard a sound.
Heard something. It sounded something like a roar.
Oh.
Do I notice that? Do I notice Scoot reacting?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he just said that, yeah.
He said it out loud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull the lights so they're not making little targets out of the 4 of us, and send the 4 together as one ball to the as far as I can. I've got 120-foot range. I'm trying to get it to the other side of this bit of water and see what caused the ripple.
Okay. You shoot the lights into the room, and they fly across this water, causing little ripples in their wake. Yes. And they eventually reach the far side of the room, like right at the edge of your range, where you can barely control them. And you don't see anything that might have caused these ripples. You can see that there are a few big pieces of rubble sticking out of the water, like from something that collapsed up above. You can also see that along all the walls, as the lights are flying down, there are like embossed frescoes of artwork of some kind, engraved in the steel on the sides of this room. And there are 3 rows of pillars that your lights fly by, extending upwards into the darkness before they reach the far wall. And then at the far wall, 2 of these metal frescoes on the wall that you see are swung open, revealing like a hallway heading left facing the doorway. So there's another way out of here on the far side of the room.
I point that out to the others and point in that direction so that they can see it as long as the lights are over there.
Yeah. It's pretty clear.
Like, hey, there's a thing over there. Doors. We should. I feel like we shouldn't go in the water, but I don't know how else to get over there.
The water covers the floor. Like it's the floor is submerged.
Except for the rubble sticking out, which is like 40 feet away or so.
Okay.
I start making my way over there.
I follow Scoot.
Squish, squish,
And I have my
squish.
sword out.
Yep. I mean, easy time. Nothing where I could get like tripped up. Just kind of examining the ground with my feet each time.
Yeah, it's especially tough for Zay being so low to the ground. Like your wellies, I assume, are like chest height.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so that's enough to keep you dry. Otherwise, you'd be getting
No,
soaked.
they're really ineffective. They're just filled with.
Yeah.
Zay, do you need a hand?
Yes, please.
I grab her and throw her on my shoulder.
Okay.
Or
As he does that, I cast Pass Without a Trace.
All right, and as she does that, like the ripples that are coming out from you guys, like really obviously, kind of just like settle immediately, like within like 5 feet of you as you push through the water. It's still kind of noisy, but you can tell it's kind of stopping, and you can't really tell if it's the magic of the spell or just the murky darkness of this vault that you're in.
No,
that's
it was my
causing
spell.
Zay's 100% confident that's your magic.
if Scoot notices that, he probably says in a stage whisper, "That is so cool."
Rosetta's like, "Do you have room on the other shoulder?"
Yes.
And she's like, she holds out an arm.
Grab. Just cinch up by the mustache or hair or whatever, and up on the shoulder.
Nice. All right. So you're passing by all of these iron embossed panels as you make your way to the far side of the room. Nothing disturbs you on your way. The water stays pretty shallow the whole time. You're moving at about half speed as you go through it. Again, this time all of you hear it like a roar from up above. Kind of like directly above you and a little bit to the west, like the left from facing the door.
Ilka, if you sent your lights up there, do you think it could blind it and distract it?
I don't know. The whatever murkiness of the water was enough to squish out my lights. I can try, but they're mostly parlor tricks.
As you're talking, another ripple flies across the water towards you from where you came from, behind you.
If I notice that, I continue moving with a more intentional pace towards the door,
Okay.
like away from where we were.
Okay.
Yep, I'll keep following.
Yeah.
But we all heard the roar, right? It was up
Yes,
above.
at this point, yeah. It sounded, well, I don't know if you would know. Never mind.
It sounded.
It was a sound. It was a roar-like sound.
Yeah.
Does it
So you got
sound like
that.
it is in this chamber? or-
Yeah, like it's echoing around.
Calling from inside the house.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the
Yeah.
worst. Okay.
I
Okay.
Yeah, I continue
I-
going if there's
What I am going to do on Zay's suggestion is, I don't know if it'll blind it, but it will distract it. So I'm going to send all my lights in 4 different directions way up in the air away from us.
Okay. So, boom, you're all plunged into darkness as the lights shoot up into the top of the room. You can see up above you there are 3 bridges extending, like crossing the direction that you've been going. So there are these 3 rows of pillars that are supporting these 3 bridges. And it seems like there are balconies on each end of the bridges, about 60 feet up from where you are, with vaulting ceilings going further above that. And it seems like most of the rubble that's down below that you kind of skirted around as you're walking through this water is remnants of those bridges. They're in pretty poor shape. Like there's loose stones and they've been pounded by water gushing from different places. So that's what you see up there. Everybody, please. Let me look at my notes 1 second.
After I made the suggestions of sending the dancing lights out, can I have like reach an arm or a foot out for Lark so that, or Wilka if they were near me, so that we don't lose each other in the darkness? Because Scoot's the only one who can see. I would have done that if I suggested moving our lights.
I mean, you're up high too on Scoot's shoulders, so you'd be
Right.
like tapping their shoulder and being like, "Hey."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you're passed without a trace, I would have wanted to be in that protected circle. So I'm right up on Scoot's business.
Okay. Everybody make wisdom saves.
Oh yes.
Come on, you've been good to me so
Oh,
far.
what the heck?
Oh yeah.
21.
8.
8.
Modified 20.
Nice.
Oh.
Thank you, gold die. You're my friend.
I have some presents for you all.
Getting treated good tonight.
Oh no.
Yeah, you do.
Fun.
Neat.
Here you go. 1 sec.
There's physical props involved. Sorry, podcast
Yep.
listeners.
I have an index
but-
card.
Do we look at it?
You can look at it. Yeah, don't let anyone else see it, but you can look at it.
Yeah.
All right. So you make your way. That's what you see up there with the lights. How do you proceed from here? You stay in the water? Do you go investigate? Do you go back?
I'm still moving forward. I'm aiming for those 2 blown open fresco doors.
Okay, yeah. And you make your way through. This area through the doors is a little bit higher up, so the water trails off. And there's a staircase kind of at right angles extending upwards. These frescoes in this room, they're more visible. Like do you bring the dancing lights with you, I assume, as you're traveling, or do you keep them up high?
Did
You didn't see any effect of those lights up there. Like nothing seemed to.
right. So all it did
pop
was
out.
show us the bridges.
Yeah.
I'm going to extinguish them in the air.
Okay.
And then once we get through the doors, recast them. Because if I send them back to us, that light motion is going to draw, if there's anything up there, right at us.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, and that's what happens. Inside this room, as the light illuminates the area, you can see ahead of you this big like cloth fresco of what looks like the city of Waterdeep in an ancient state. So it's more like Greek looking. Like there's more stone buildings of a very archaic design. And there's these wizards animating, like these hooded wizards floating over the city, animating these big stone statues to defend the city from invaders. There's like a horde of goblins coming in one panel and a horde of Sahuagin from the ocean coming in one panel. And these different stone statues are animating and fighting them off and defending the city.
Are they dwarven wizards?
It's not clear. They're hooded.
Oh, right.
If anything, there are dwarves in the panels, like down at the ground level, and these hooded figures seem taller. And Rosetta's looking at it, and she's like, I don't know what to make of that. It's not a part of our history we talk about very often, I don't think.
And it's a tapestry?
Yes.
In an ancient dwarven ruin.
In a
Right.
flooded.
Right. This little alcove here is a little bit drier, like coming into the stairs, and so somehow it's survived. It does seem really unlikely that it would be in such good shape unless it was magical in some way. You want to look at your character sheets?
I'm carrying 2 dwarves already. I'm not carrying anything else.
One dwarf and a half.
One half, one
Whoa,
dwarf, one
man.
halfling. Yeah. Shit, Scoot's gonna hear about that later.
Okay, should we go up?
If I go inspect the tapestry, do I learn anything about it?
Yes. Make an intelligence save.
Eight.
I have some more presents for everyone.
Oh, no.
For everyone, I'm not with her. No, I'm just kidding.
We're a team, I
This
guess.
one's me? Okay.
Yes.
It's all fair. My int was -1 anyways.
All right, now that we've all had our gifts and had a chance to look at them, you see that Ilka can't seem to peel away from this painting, this tapestry. Ilka, you do see it's these figures are definitely humanoid. They're all different varieties. Like some of these wizards are tall, some are smaller. They're all different colors. There's like a red one and a green one and a blue one and a purple one. And yeah, the statues that are shown in the tapestry match the ones that you saw. The giant stone statues that are defending the city match the ones that you saw up above. You all notice that Ilka can't seem to look away from the statue no matter what. She's just kind of swaying and staring at it. Did I say statue? The tapestry.
Ilka, come on, let's go up the stairs.
Can I respond?
You can respond, but you can't peel your eyes away from it.
I probably nudge her on her shoulder, like just try to, hey, pushing.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop down from Scoot and try to grab Ilka's hand and try to lead her away.
Yeah, I feel with the nudging and the hand holding, we're dancing now, and I'm like swaying and looking at the tapestry with all y'all.
You hear more roaring coming from up these stairs at this point, like a really fearsome snarl. It sounds like a big monster fighting something.
I feel like we should go, Ilka, right now. It's not that good of a tapestry.
Yeah, it's Well, that's your opinion. So
It is probably the nicest tapestry you've ever seen, Ilka. Like
I'm gonna jump up
the
and down and like
clothwork.
wiggle my fingers in front of her face.
Yeah,
try to
she doesn't
block her
focus on your
vision.
fingers.
Do I see any doors around? Do I have an idea of where the next place this group should be going is?
Well, the only path you haven't explored yet is up this staircase.
All right.
So that's the dead giveaway.
I grab Zilka by the cuff of the neck and just yank. Just like, we're going this way now.
Ilka, you don't
Enough of decorations. I'm sick of these carpets.
I'm aggressively squirming. I'm not here for this. And my fingers are out in front of me, and I'm trying to touch all the pretty little threads.
That's a challenge to me. Now I'm pulling harder.
I'm gonna use Druidcraft to light a fire in front of the tapestry.
Uh-oh.
That's terrifying to you, Ilka. You have to preserve this tapestry as well as you can. Like, she's destroying the greatest artwork you've ever seen right now.
In my pocket, I have the jar that says, I think it's Aegean's Dragon Ward.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pull it out and pour it on the fire.
Whoa.
Yeah, because in my brain it's water and it's going to put out the fire.
Yeah, and the room is filled with the sounds of a lecture describing Agaron's Dragon Ward. Tut tut. This is a story of this ancient magic that was cast upon a staff once upon a time. The staff, you see, would keep dragons out. But if
Even
any dragon
Scoot
touched
knows
like-
this is bad.
Does it echo up the?
Yeah, it's very audible.
Yeah, I really grab her now, and now I'm
I-
taking other people if I can, heading towards the
I
staircase.
grab the bottle and throw it into the chamber we just came from.
Okay. And it starts to get murky underwater. Ilka, this guy can't do this to you. Like,
Yes, I can.
defend it with your life.
Yeah, he's got me by the scruff of my shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to twist over, get my feet up on his shoulders, and like backflip off of him. Kick off.
Sick.
Yeah.
I still have a dwarf up there.
Yeah, so, like, what are you going to do about it?
I'm gonna, obviously resist all of that. I still want to keep dragging her away from this stupid carpet that's on the wall. Why? Who puts carpets on the wall?
It seems we're at an impasse.
I think she's ensorcelled.
I'll strength challenge that.
All right, make an attack roll to grapple.
Oh, okay, cool.
And Ilka, you can resist with your acrobatics or your athletics skill.
Oh my gosh.
With proficiency, like a straight attack, would be 20.
17.
17. Okay, so Scoot grabs you, and he gets a good grip on you to the point where you're restrained.
I'm growling and salty about it and probably trying to bite him
Okay, make an attack roll.
Damn it.
with my teeth.
So your friends are like getting into Mortal Kombat here.
This is not
Lark
mortal.
What?
This is trying to get her. This is trying to get
Turn her so
Rosetta's
she can't
terrified.
see. Turn
Well,
her so
that's
she
lousy.
can't see.
That's
Rosetta-
a 6. at me
Rosetta's like,
trying to
just
bite
burn the tapestry. Take it away or
I'm
something.
horrified at the prospect of burning it.
Ugh.
I don't care about any of this. I just want to keep going. So I'm grabbing her. If I have her, I'm going to lift her up and then continue walking.
Okay.
Does turning her away from it, is it effective?
It's just really agonizing for you, Ilka. Like,
I'm making terrible mewling sounds about getting back to my beloved tapestry.
When Zay hears Lark yell, she's ensorcelled, she casts a spell magic on Ilka.
and that, like a snap, all of a sudden, you realize that you're ensorcelled, Ilka. And the tapestry's effect on you goes away instantly.
I stopped
There's a
trying to
minor
bite
magic.
Scoot.
Yeah, so like mid-bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like gingerly remove my teeth from his forearm and then like grab a corner of my shirt and like wipe the spit off and like pat it and apologize.
We're still going at 40 feet because I got 40 feet my last level.
So you two are like up at the top of the stairs at this point, or what? Like,
I don't
just
know.
booking it?
I
Lark,
was,
you were right. You're so smart.
let's continue to make my way.
I go limp and hope it conveys to him that I have stopped fighting
Okay,
at this
that
point.
Okay.
that gets me. Now
Yeah.
I let it go.
All right.
Just really, sir.
Scoot, don't look at the tapestry.
And as you reach the top of the stairs, you come around this corner onto this balcony with these 3 bridges extending from it. And at the far end of this balcony, you can see what looks like a young bronze dragon fighting some kind of black oozes that are covered, like little oozes that are covering its body, and it's biting at them and trying to rip them off of itself.
And is the dragon recognizable to us?
Not exactly. It looks very similar to Zelipharn, your friend dragon who lives underwater in the Bay of Waterdeep, but it is not Zelipharn.
If Scoot has any hunch that might be Zelipharn, he obviously he just associates everybody in giant groups, so he assumes one bronze dragon must be Zelipharn.
They're all dwarves anyways.
Essentially, yeah. I take the dwarf and or halfling off my shoulders. I charge in, not even thinking, going, I got you, Zelipharn. No idea if that's him.
Okay. And what are you doing?
I'm gonna take my axe. I'm gonna swipe at whatever blackish, nasty ooze thing is there because that's what I think is probably the problem in this situation.
Make an attack roll.
Okay. Crit 20.
Nice.
Oh!
Roll
I should have
damage.
known it was that since you didn't throw it.
That's true. Okay,
one's
damage.
heavy.
Yeah, that's gonna be 1d8. I've never crit before.
Oh,
In 25 episodes?
In 25 episodes, I've never crit on an attack roll, and I
What?
know it's true.
Wow.
And the way I know is because I have to look up the rules because I believe half
you
orcs
get a third,
get
yeah.
triple crit. So,
What?
Hot
Savage
damn.
attacks.
oh my god, that's an 8. So that's 1d8 plus 3. I probably didn't rage at this point, so that's 11 for my first attack.
Okay.
Because with an attack action, I get 2 attacks.
Right. Roll your next attack.
Bang. That's a 15 plus 6, 21 total.
Okay, so that hits. Roll damage.
Another 8. So another 11 damage.
Okay.
What is happening over there?
I don't know. This cider's really good.
So you all see Scoot gingerly set down Rosetta next to you all and just go charging in at this dragon in combat with these oozes that are on it. And like a whirlwind of blades, Scoot, you split the oozes off of this dragon's body into many, many, many smaller oozes.
I was real happy for a second. Now I'm not sure.
Yeah, and they all like splatter against the walls and the floor, and just in the space of like 6 seconds, like you're this blur of energy, kind of like that guy in Robin Hood Men in Tights. You know what I'm talking about, where he's chopping
It's
and
the one
blinking.
movie you've seen.
Yeah.
It's the one movie I've seen. So if you like 90s comedy, everyone, check out Robin Hood Men in Tights. It's great.
Manly men.
Yeah. Anyway, the dragon, for their part, looks totally taken aback. They kind of freeze and turn to face you, and this big, scaly dragon head, like 2 or 3 feet wide, turns to look at you, and says, "Well, hello.
Zelipharn.
Don't believe we know each other.
Zelipharn.
No, not me. Close though. I'm Melifarn. Thank you. And the dragon starts like stomping out these little slimes that are still all around.
Oh,
They're
good.
kind of like receding into the stonework.
I was really worried about that.
The wall along this balcony that you ran across is a huge mosaic depicting more dwarven history. And there's lots of cracks in it. And it seems like there's this big crack that the ooze was originally coming out of, and now they're starting to recede back into that crack.
Scoot genuinely feels like social horror going on right now. He's just like, oh, my bad.
Dragon's like, what do you mean?
I
Thanks
thought-
for the help.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do it. Do it again. I just thought you were another dragon that I've met.
Well, that's a pretty rare one, I gotta say. You must be a real worldly person. Anyway,
Scoot takes a second. He's like, that should be weird for me, huh? It's like, what's going on in my life?
the dragon says, so are you here to deal with the water situation? I see your shirt. She points at
Yes, we are here to deal with the water situation. That's exactly it.
That's great, because I've been stuck down here for a couple days.
Oh, because of the slimy things?
Because of the water. I was swimming around looking for treasure in the underbelly of the city, and all of a sudden I couldn't swim in the water anymore. It was toxic.
Oh no! Did you happen to see a like avocado-shaped stone with 3 eyes?
Yeah, the dragon says, no. But I saw what I'm pretty sure was a frickin' aboleth.
What?
Yeah, I was tracking it. I think it's here somewhere, pretty close to us.
Whoa! like down in the water below? Would it
Yeah.
would it have made like a ripple?
Probably. There's lots of tubes and tunnels connecting all the ponds around here.
Oh,
Did you all come through that water?
we did.
Oh.
It seemed okay. Was that a bad mistake?
The dragon leans in and says, "Do you know what aboleths do?
No.
They take over your brains.
Oh no.
They'll enslave you and make you their puppet.
That's terrible.
And right now, any of us might be enslaved by the aboleth.
How would you even know?
Only when they reveal themselves.
That's not good news.
No. So, thank you for the help, but hope you don't mind if I'm a little bit standoffish still."
That's understandable given the circumstances.
Scoot might look a little displeased in this whole situation, and it's only because he just dropped 44 damage on nothing at all.
The oozes are really small now. Like, beautiful work.
It was masterful shots.
Yeah, that was an insane amount of damage.
And Scoot, honest to God, was not even listening to the rest of it.
Black puddings are immune to slashing damage. Also, so it's not like I'm just, you just learned that.
I feel shame as a bonus action.
Hey, as an aside, does Ilka know that she had a thing with the tapestry, or did that happen outside of her awareness?
Oh, now you know. Yeah,
So I
you're
remember
very
all that
keenly aware
happened?
of what was going on and why it was weird. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna be trying to not look at any paintings. There's a fresco thing, so I'm like probably creepily staring at the dragon because so far it hasn't done anything to my brain, and so the dragon is safe to look at.
Makes sense. And the dragon's like, "Hey,
Hi,
Melifarn."
Ilka. There's a rug on the wall downstairs. It's bad news. Don't look at it.
Yeah, it's enchanted, right? It makes you stare
Yeah.
at it for a while. Yeah.
Forever. Yep.
I was staring at it for about a day actually, before I finally shook it off.
We didn't get that far. Really, Scoot shook it off and shook me off, and then I bit him.
Oh, well, good job, Scoot.
I am stomping the remnants of black oozes, just sulking.
Yeah, they're like eradicated at this point.
Doesn't matter. I'm
Yeah.
still like more dead.
So Melifarn says,
45 damage. 46 damage.
a little horrified, but also a little impressed. She says, "So you're like aboleth specialists here to kill the aboleth."
Well, I wouldn't go that far. We've never dealt with an aboleth before.
I guess you didn't even know that they enslave people, so that's kind of
Yeah.
a red flag.
Yeah, that's probably a good indicator. So
Yeah.
if you've got any hints about dealing with aboleths, that would be helpful.
Or if you'd like to join us, friendo.
we
There's
have
a little
another-
slip that says friendo.
Do we have another dragon-sized SWOJ shirt?
Do you?
I was wondering. I don't know why we would.
I wouldn't carry it with me.
In your
Yeah,
bag of holding.
yeah.
Does it work that way?
The
She
bag
says,
of wishing.
"Well, there are 3 doors on the other side of these bridges. The middle bridge, you can see it's kind of caved in, so we'd have to like jump across, or I could try and like give you a boost. The other 2 bridges are still intact, so we could go check them out however you want to. The north bridge, the middle bridge that's broken, or the south bridge." She lays out very clearly.
At a jumping challenge, Scoot perks back up. Because I still have those magic boots.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
But the aboleth is in the water below, right?
right.
So why would we want to go through one of these 3 doors?
Well, my theory, you see,
Yeah.
is that there might be a way down further into this vault, across one of these bridges.
Oh, I love it.
I've been listening to the water for a couple of days now, and I'm pretty sure there's some sort of drainage system that goes further down.
And the Stone of Galore is here somewhere, and the 3 eyes open? Bring them forth.
Yeah.
The 3 eyes bring them forth. So maybe if we can find the stone before we have to encounter the aboleth, that would be good.
Yeah, let's go through one of the 3 doors. This is
Melifarn
like-
does not know what you're talking about. She says, "A stone?
It's all fine.
There's
Okay."
some dwarves upstairs who wanted us to look for a rock while we're down here.
Rosetta's like, "Yeah,
Rosetta-
I would really like to find my old heirloom again, but I'm pretty sure it turned into the aboleth, you see, so that's
right.
probably the problem here. You see, if you want to return it back to a stone again, The theory that we've been playing with for the last couple of days is that it just needs to be kept dry again. Maybe for a certain period of time, if you can just dry it off, the spell might kick back in again. So if we find the aboleth, that's what I'd try to doing first.
Hey, how big is an aboleth, Miss Rosetta?
She says, I'm not really sure. And Melifarn's like, oh, they're big. They're like, oh, maybe 30 feet long. Maybe more big ones, old ones.
Yeah, Melifarn, you're big, so that's disconcerting.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not too big. They're maybe like 5-6 feet thick, but long, like squids. The big squids you see out in the sea. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Scoot's a sailor.
Oh,
Scoots-
my people.
Squids do messed up things.
Yeah.
They're real smart.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We probably don't want to mess with a squid.
No. An aboleth's like a big, really smart squid that's been alive for 1,000,000 years.
That's way worse.
Yeah.
I think we should try to go through one of the doors.
Okay. Lead the
I mean-
way.
Is there one that leads that seems like it might lead down?
You can't really see from where you are. It's dark over there.
How big's the gap in the middle?
It's only about 15 feet in the middle one. And the other two are still intact, so.
And we can reach any of the 3 bridges from where we are.
Yep, yeah, they all extend from this balcony that you're standing on right now. Behind you is this mosaic relief of dwarves. Looks like they're making other dwarves out of this like black crystal and metal. Like there's these forges where they're forging dwarves. Diamonds and black metal coming together. So that's kind of curious, but
That's
that's to your
wild.
back. Ilka doesn't even know what's going on in the mosaic.
Yeah.
She's not looking.
Not looking.
Okay,
You
let's
can't
go.
make me.
Melifarn, will you come with us?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm here to-
Oh, man.
kill this thing.
Yeah, okay, great. You can be an honorary member of SWOJ.
What's SWOJ?
It's the Silver Waves of Justice.
That sounds great.
I think so too. Thanks. I'll try to give him a high five.
Her,
I try to give her a high five.
Oh.
she leans down and is like, yeah, okay, let's go. SWOJ.
Nice.
Forever.
That was not as cool as I imagined, but let's go.
All right, where to?
Should we? You seem inclined, Scoot, to do the broken bridge first.
Obviously.
Go for it.
Okay.
Scoot, you can jump across that bridge, no problem.
No
You can just
problem.
leap right across.
Yeah, my long jump with no movement is 24 feet.
Yep. So
Hi.
you go.
Did
I
you
wave.
leave behind a rope or anything?
Oh,
Do you want anyone like riding on your shoulders for this jump you're making?
Would
Yeah.
that
I'm with
impede
you.
him?
Now
you
you're
probably
jumping
still do
back,
it.
Scoot.
Just holding one person at a time.
jump
Yeah.
back over.
So if the fox is on one side of the bridge,
And then the cabbage is in the boat.
I'm a goose.
no, you can take them over one at a time if you want to. You're strong
yeah,
enough for that. Yeah.
I'll ferry things back and forth.
Okay,
sure.
so after a couple minutes, you're all on the other side of the bridge. Ahead of you is an alcove with, again, these adamantine doors. They are closed this time.
Did I jump with a dragon?
No, the dragon for her worth just hopped across and
Oh, all right.
billowed her
Whatever.
wings a little bit.
Fine.
Wait, so I could have ridden a dragon and I
Nope.
rode Scoot instead?
Yeah. You're never gonna get that moment back.
I'm taking Melifarn on the way back.
Nope. It's a round trip ticket. You have to take that half orc.
Melifarn's like, look, for the record, I don't know you guys that well.
That's true. I could be ensorcelled.
So this stone door, this adamantine door ahead of you, there is no inscription on it. It's just a big slab with kind of ornate carvings like swirls and geometric patterns.
Rosetta, do these patterns seem familiar to you at all?
Said, it looks like ancient dwarven art.
Good art or bad art?
Beautiful.
I'm not really a judge,
Okay.
but maybe it looks nice to me. Yeah,
Is there a handle or anything?
there is. Yeah, there's like a big like notch for pulling the doors, but it seems to be locked.
Oh, do we see a clear like lock someplace?
No, that's the weird part. It does seem like it's a little bit loose. Like you can maybe like force it.
Scoot grins.
Yeah.
Starts to look around.
Yeah, force it.
Zay offers him guidance.
Neat.
Oh, you have like a little token.
Now
That's
there's
awesome.
tokens for it too. So I
Says,
remember.
you got this.
All right.
And
love it.
Melifarn like winds up a big old dragon punch too.
What would
Yes.
you like for this, my good DM?
Strength check, please.
I want to see Melifarn's punch also.
15.
Roll with advantage because Melifarn is punching,
Thanks.
and add guidance.
And add
If you want.
guidance. Okay, what did I say the first time?
15.
It's definitely higher than that. And 1d4 would be 18.
Okay. Yeah, not quite. It does buckle a little bit, but even with your combined might, you can tell that whatever made this door was a greater smith than your first effort will provide.
All right.
So
How'd it go, Scoot? It looks like you didn't get it open.
It's opener than it was a second ago.
He loosened it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit loose.
I can the ketchup bottle's
It
starting
kind of
to
went,
go.
but there's obviously something barring it.
Yeah. I kind of look at Millifarm. I said, "Did you try all the way?"
She says, I'd give it another go.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, does that look like a 1 to anybody else?
Yeah, that is a 1.
Did you just crit fail?
Roll with advantage, though, because Mel
Please
finds
don't
something.
fall off the side.
Yeah.
I'm worried I'm going to break my hip. 20!
Yeah. So this time you sync up with Melifarn. You make eye contact, and with the guidance with Zay behind you, it's this moment of unity that you all feel for a second.
If you're ever going to do a D&D podcast, get this dice because it only does 1s or 20s.
And the doors swing open, and ahead of you see what looks like 4 ancient suits of dwarven armor without helmets, as well as a inscription on the far wall with this sort of large dwarven-looking figure kind of scribed into the wall, and the inscription is in Dwarvish.
Hey, Rosetta, what's that inscription say?
We need to get a dwarf in
Your name is very appropriate.
Yeah, strange,
It's
isn't
like he knew this might
Rosetta
happen.
Stone.
She says, well, that's a picture right there of Dumathawin, the dwarven god of secrets. And the runes say, a secret never before told will part Dumathawin's lips. So, sort of a funny thing to say on a wall, wasn't it? I'd say, not being an adventuring flood-solving type like you all.
Oh, that's right. We're here to solve the flood.
So-
That's really fascinating. I took a pair of Scoot's favorite. I took one of Scoot's favorite do-rags, and I drew a picture of Rowan Crooks on it, and I hung it. I hung it in my closet so that only I could see it, and he didn't know about it. I'm really sorry, Scoot, but that's a secret I've never told before.
Why are you saying this out loud?
I just want to say a secret that's never been told.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. This 20-foot wide trapdoor opens in front of you with a 10-foot radius spiral staircase descending into the darkness.
I thought we were friends.
I'll give it back. I'm really sorry.
I don't have that many.
It's a good drawing.
We'll discuss this later.
Okay, I'm sorry. I tried to give Scoot a hug.
I resist. I'm not ready yet.
Okay.
Melifarn goes for a high five.
Nice.
Scoot sulks some more.
Melitharn actually knows Rowan Crooks.
Yeah. So that's what you see before you. These spiral
staircase
stairs,
down.
darkness. It's very slimy.
Don't even
all the
care
way
that the
down.
door's open.
Slimy again?
Yeah.
I think we found a way down.
I'm gonna walk over to the edge and send my lights kind of down the spiral staircase and see what I see.
You see the lights descend until they reach the edge of your range of control, and the stairs just keep going down and down and down.
Hey guys, a staircase. I'm just catching up.
A slimy
I'm
spiral
so
staircase.
enraged.
It's spiral.
Yeah. But it's slimy.
Yeah,
Scoot's
I do like
conflicted.
slime.
Yeah.
I hate spiral things.
It's an age-old dilemma.
Scoot's gonna chew on this a little bit. You guys work.
All right.
Like literally?
Ilka, does your familiar have a name?
It does, and I'm breaking the fourth wall. Can I summon my familiar from 500 years in the future?
You can
Oh,
try.
the past?
Because we're in the past now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Can I bring Hawkfriend back with me?
I mean, does it hurt to try?
We can try.
Yeah.
Some
Is it
summon.
cost a
How do
spell
you
slot?
summon your familiar?
I concentrate.
It's
Where's
a
my
ritual.
little
Yeah.
birdie?
It's you make the right gestures and say the right words, and it appears.
Can it see in the dark? Because if it can't, we probably not worthwhile. We could a little light on its head.
It's got decent vision, and I can talk to it because it's a little demon, and we both speak Abyssal, so that's handy.
If we're taking 10 minutes, I can learn to talk to animals too.
I think we should
Yeah.
just go down the stairs.
Fair point.
Yeah, I feel like since
He said they go down longer than we can imagine, so
since I didn't have it
We
with
can-
me when we got yanked back in time, it could not have gotten yanked back with us because I summon it before certain battles, but I hadn't summoned it,
okay.
so I don't think it's with us.
Let's go.
Say
Lark,
follows
Lark
Lark.
heads down the stairs.
Okay.
Scoot packs his ritual stuff up.
Melifarn
Which is
like
getting
folds
ready.
her wings back and gets like real snake-like enough to fit in this 10-foot width and kind of wriggle her way down the stairs, but she's going pretty slow behind you guys.
I tried to connect with Melifarm on that. Just like, isn't it? These are the worst staircases. Why do people use these?
She's like, yeah, I mean, especially like dwarf-sized stairs, right?
Right?
Like, I mean, it's a very specific use, and it's not really friendly to anyone else.
And it's just
I-
a positive feedback loop the whole way down.
I see an opportunity to not touch the slime, so I'm going to try to balance on her tail and
Oh.
ride that all the way down.
Nice.
I am thoroughly checking out the slime. It's like, what do you think this is? I mean, what could it be? What does it taste like?
Yeah, it's sort of like a fish in the grocery store, you know, like when they're out there sitting for a while and you kind of touch one as you're like wrapping it up, like it's got that kind of stickiness to it.
So and I'm describing this all. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's not
No.
definitely not great though.
Gross.
Like a
I bet
6
you
out
an
of 10?
aboleth came down these stairs.
And then I stopped licking the slime when I hear that.
You descend downwards and downwards and downwards about 200 feet before the stairs reach an opening.
So we're below now the water in the first room that we came in. Okay.
Right, and you've heard the
That's
sound of
good.
rushing water all around you as you go down.
Okay.
It gets louder and louder. So ahead of you, you eventually see this room. It's a very wide open, like 80 by 80 foot chamber with some pillars supporting the ceiling, which is about 50 feet up. It looks like there's a faint amount of light coming in, like sunlight from somewhere, just enough to like cause things to glimmer slightly. You can very faintly see this room, all of you, from this doorway, and you're so far down that this light must just be like reflecting off of things and poking through cracks in the ground for many, many feet upwards. So it's kind of surprising when you see that. On the floor before you are 6 pools, like in a sort of a hexagonal pattern, with one larger pool in the middle of like these holes that have been sort of blown open. It seems like they might have been like sewer pipes or just like channels that got widened by this big flood that came through. And now the floor of this chamber has dried out, but these pools still have water in them. And that's what you see ahead of you. It looks nothing like a boss fight room, so don't even think about that.
I would say if this was Zelda, I'd be going up to see what was happened and what treasures were in the north and the south
Yeah.
before.
Okay. And how far away are we from the 6 opening water? things?
About 20, 30 feet. They're all about 10 feet apart, these 6 pools and the one in the center. And this room is about, I said 80 by 80, so you're about 30 feet away standing on the edge. There are also these small alcoves all around the sides of the room. And you can see in these alcoves and on the ground in the center, there's like a smattering of gold coins. Like some money was stored here at some point, but it's not that much. It's not like a vault of golden dragon coins that you were looking for. It's just like a little bit of gold, a tasteful amount.
I think we went in the wrong room.
I don't know. Gold is gold. Scoot starts looking over towards the gold, and
This isn't a court of dragons.
no, it's a bathhouse.
What? No. What? Gross. That's not. It's just like a bunch of little sewage pipes. Why would anyone want to bathe in that?
But we think we're directly underneath the pool that we crossed to get in here.
Yeah, it seems that way. Yep, like it's oriented back that direction again. And there is like lots of running water coming down the walls and stuff, like seeping from up above. So
Scoot would start looking at the gold. He would start kind of just checking that out and probably collecting it. Probably not too inquisitive about it. Just be like, gold is gold, and
roll investigation, Scoot.
cool. Got an average of 10.
Is everyone else like standing in the doorway, like just kind of letting Scoot?
No, I stepped in.
And I
Okay.
rolled a 10, which turns into a 9.
Okay.
I see
Yeah.
a clue, but I step on it.
Yeah, these coins are they're very old. They're bigger than the coins you're used to. Not like the coins that were in the Castellanter's crypt, but they're definitely like not Waterdavian coins. They're almost like there's like caked slime and like stuck dust on them from the moisture that's been kind of collecting on them.
Probably wouldn't think too much. Be like, hey, good mint. It's got extra gold on this gold.
Yeah. Everybody makes strength checks if you're on the ground.
Do we know what? You mean on the ground
Versus like on Scoot's shoulder. I don't know if you were still riding him.
Do we know what aboleths eat?
You don't.
Peep
off the top of
us,
your head.
probably.
So maybe it was
I need a
gold.
different die. This one sucks.
14.
2.
13.
3.
Okay.
I'm a -1 strength. What happened?
I'm a 0 strength.
Me
I'm
too.
a 6 strength.
So the highest was a 14,
Yeah.
just to be clear. Okay.
13.
The
13.
water, as you enter the room and you're checking out these coins, the water surges out of these pools, like filling the cracks in the ground and surging out like 5 feet, 10 feet out until it eventually reaches your feet, standing near these pools. And the water, like almost tendril-like, seems to kind of like solidify around your feet and pull you down, so you're all knocked prone.
What?
At the same time, out of the central hole in the ground, you can see very briefly, like the Dianoga in Star Wars, this red eye, kind of like just barely poking up out of the water with like a little rim of teeth, like anglerfish teeth extending down into the water surface. Seems to be watching the 4 of you. At this point, Lark and Ilka, your eyes go blood red, opaque, and your friends are your bitter enemies at this point. Roll for initiative, my friends.
No!
Would we be knocked prone if we were
Wait,
still
I want
in the
that
doorway?
bad die back.
If you were still in the doorway, you'd be far enough away.
Okay, I didn't enter the room.
Okay,
I don't
then
know if
you're
Ilka
alright.
did either, but that leaves me
Now
with
it
Ilka.
rolls great.
Right?
Son of a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now I get my 20.
14.
22.
24. Finally, a good roll, and it's it's fine. 24.
Last. I got a 6. With a +1.
All right, so let's get these organized really quick.
Hey, get your mouth on the mic there.
Let's get these organized really quick. We got Lark, Zay.
All the way to the left. All the way to the left, son. There,
Scoot just keeps going,
Keep
just
going.
keeps
Keep going.
going.
Keep going. Keep going. There we go.
All right. Lark, you go first.
Okay, and the eye of the aboleth popped up in the center.
Yes.
All of us are some not too far distance from the center. Melifarn is behind us.
Melifarn is, right at the mouth of the cave, kind of next to Zay.
Okay, and bitter enemies, like, so if I'm being controlled by the aboleth here, or like
You hear a voice in your head that is the most trustworthy voice you've ever heard. This
Okay.
crisp and clean voice saying that this half-orc means to betray you, and he always has. He's acted like he was your friend, but you've known all along that in actuality, he was only in it for himself and for the treasure.
So it's good you got his do-rag.
Yeah, right.
Good job with the do-rag,
Good
Lark.
luck.
Good job.
with the do-rag.
The first of many
But
betrayals.
am I to protect the aboleth? Like, is it?
You're not even aware of the aboleth at this point. You just know that Scoot and Zay and Melifarn need to go down for your own survival.
Okay, so I guess that's the root of my question. Is
Yeah.
that it? Like, I need to. Okay,
Yeah.
all right then. I
Oh, yeah.
have my rapier already drawn, and I flip Scoot off. I was like, I learned this from Mr. E. Scoot. Flip him off, and I charge with my rapier drawn.
Roll it. You were knocked down, so you lose half your movement getting back
all right,
up
so I
again.
get back up. How
Yep.
far? All right. So I'm not prone. I burn that. So then, in covering the distance, we'll use the rest of my turn.
That would use your movement. I think you're pretty close to each other at this point since you're both inside looking around. So
Does it? I mean, okay? So I don't get an attack this action.
you do because you got up using half your move to Scoot, and then you can attack.
All right.
So
I do so. And I crit fail. Oh!
yeah,
Am I still prone?
you are at this point.
Does that make every attack a crit?
No, it
Good.
gives people advantage on you. Actually,
Oh,
is what it
fudge.
does. So
Oh, so I get to roll again? Shit.
yeah,
All right.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Sorry,
rule sound
sorry,
this.
Scoot.
Whatever. I should have shut up.
thanks for reminding me.
Shut up.
Okay, no, it's good. It's good. Well, no, it's bad. 17.
Oh,
Wait, no, sorry. 15. 14. No, it's 18.
oh
Sorry.
Roll damage.
Bring it. I'm not afraid.
Right.
I've seen this guy die at least once.
Okay, no, that's all right. 1, 5.
He rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1. That's on my D8. That's great. Plus 4. So 5, 6. For 6 points of damage.
You do have a lingering sense that something's wrong about this, but you don't know what.
I'm so mad at you, but I don't understand why.
Oh, it's going to get wrong in a second.
Zay, it's your turn
Well, in a few minutes, I should say.
So,
Waits down the
Ilka, where are you in this?
I had just stepped into the room. My intention was to go look at the hexagon, but I hadn't done anything.
So I won't have seen your eyes turn red. Probably.
I'm
She's in front
behind.
of me.
then. Right. You would have seen the glowing eye of the aboleth in the center of the room about 40 feet away.
And I've seen Lark turn and try to attack Scoot.
Yeah, with glowing red eyes.
I run to Scoot and dispel magic
Okay.
with a big hug around his legs. No, Lark.
Roll a d20 to see how effective it is.
15.
15 plus your spell modifier, so plus 3 plus your wisdom, so 22? 23?
24.
24.
Whoa.
His eyes are still red in front of you. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. But the room goes still for a second as this dispel magic so it seethes through the air like this ripple in the air, but it does not seem to shake the curse, the enslavement that is affecting Lark.
Lark.
So that's your action. Then Ilka, it's your turn.
And I'm mad at everyone.
You're mad at Zay and Scoot and Melifarn.
Elephant the dragon.
Yeah. These people just don't appreciate you, Ilka. What? You work so hard, and they come here and take all the credit and want you to just, like, not look at your tapestries that are so cool. I mean, it's just disrespectful. And something has to be done about it. It's not like you need to kill them, but if you did, would anyone really care, you know?
Who's closest to me?
Melifarn, I guess.
Cool. I'm going to turn around and vicious mockery and aggressively make fun of the dragon.
Like, what's your diss?
Poor Melifarn.
You're an overgrown salamander. You know what? Someone should pick you up and put you in a little tank. And if I...
6 seconds. All right. That's one round. So you roll your spell attack, right? Or does he make a wisdom save? I don't remember.
He needs a... What am I doing?
Con save? Charisma save?
We should have this down pretty
Yeah, I
soon.
know.
Right? We should.
He rolled really low, so he fails.
Yeah, he takes some psychic damage.
Okay.
And he has disadvantage on his next attack. He takes 1 psychic damage.
Yay.
Yep.
Melifarn turns at you and is
spell.
like, wow, I didn't know you felt that way about dragons. That's pretty uncalled for.
I'm making, like, obscene gestures mocking dragons at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Friends, Melifarn is just stunned and then sees your eyes glowing as you're facing her and roars out loud, "They're enslaved! Quick, snap them out of it!" And she takes a big smack, Ilka, like right at your noggin.
Does the dragon know something we don't? Is this what we...
Is a 15 hit?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to take 8 damage.
From a dragon paw, that's...
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's could have been worse.
Yeah. And then make a wisdom save again.
16.
Okay. And the red fades from your eyes as this spell dissipates.
I'm sorry, Melifarn!
Yeah. That's Melifarn then charges towards the center of the room. She's like, "It's okay. These things happen."
Can I bonus action, or is that my turn?
That was her.
That was Melifarn's turn. Your turn was already over. Unless you wanted
yeah.
to do a bonus action against Melifarn earlier.
No.
Okay. Then the aboleth is going to let's see. It's going to target Scoot, make a wisdom save.
Do I trust this die again? That's a bad idea. Here we go. I bet you can't do anything with a 10.
No, Scoot, you're not hurt, but all of a sudden you feel the presence of your mother, Taga, behind you.
Uh-oh.
And she's there with your dad, and the two of them are looking at you, and all of a sudden you feel like a teenager again. And they're both talking to you and saying, Scoot, why are you always going away? Why are you always sailing? Are we not good enough? Do you not want to be here with us? What's up with that? What?
When
Scoot,
you're
don't
home,
you love
sleep
us?
till noon.
Yeah, you sleep till noon. You don't do anything around the house. Come on. And you take 1d6 psychic damage, Scoot, as you are hit by this phantasmal illusion that takes all your attention.
I'll roll it. It's a 1.
roll it. It's a 1. 5 damage.
Oh! Lies.
And then the eye sinks back underwater. Bloop. Which takes us to Scoot.
Okay. Do I have a sense that the eye is doing this?
You're pretty overwhelmed right now by this illusion that's affecting you.
Then I'm probably pretty pissed, and I'm going to take it out on the last person to attack me.
Okay.
The aboleth.
The aboleth that is Lark.
Well, first you have to shrug off this. This illusion is so crippling that it's like keeping you from acting. You're hit by it to the point that it's overwhelming your senses.
Okay.
So as an action, you can make a wisdom save.
I would do that then. We were looking at a 12 that time.
It's not going to cut it. It's getting worse.
Oh, I'm getting to a
You
dark
can get
place.
up or move. But
Oh yeah,
you're still affected.
I would totally be standing at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're just in a debate with your parents or something like.
Yeah, but one of those things where you're just kind of staring down, like at a 45-degree angle, just working all that shit out in your head.
Yeah. So you all see Scoot just kind of having this like rambling, face down discussion with himself. It takes us to Lark at this point. You got Scoot right in front of you again, sort of chanting away.
Chanting, I'm going to punch him right in the face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll it
All right.
with advantage.
Because I'm very distraught, and
I'm around his waist, like trying to hold him in place.
I rolled a 17
Just
both
so you
times, and that's a
know.
strength bonus, which is 0 for me. So 17.
whatever, fine.
17 to hit.
Yeah, to hit.
Is that a hit?
Doesn't matter.
Does it hit you?
No, it's all fine. It's whatever. It's like, man, it's like, fine, sure, it hits me. Whatever. Roll your damage. I don't even care.
What is it? 1d4?
1d4.
Scoot has regressed.
For 4.
Regress. This is me like day to day.
Like in the belly or in the face?
In the face. Right in the face.
Right in the teeth, Scoot.
Take that, Scoot!
I take it
Yep.
because it doesn't matter anyways.
No, you're like, yeah, oh,
My
God,
family
but I'm
doesn't
just
like me.
yeah.
And just like trying to
staring them
work through that.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not taking any of your excuses. for
Did
the
I feel
record.
any different about that attack than I did on the last one?
That one kind of felt good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do I feel any different about what's going on in my head after getting it rung again?
No, it's even harder to tell what's going on. Like your reality's kind of crumbling around you, and you're like back at home with your parents again, like with your your suitcase is about to leave on another sailing voyage, and they're just chewing you out and shaming you and making you feel so guilty.
I bought this really nice suitcase to bring on my voyages.
Yeah.
So bummed. I wish they were more proud of me.
Zay, we're up to you now.
Real happy to be here, folks. Thanks for coming.
So the aboleth was in the center pool.
Yes, the last you saw it.
And what does the ceiling appear to be made from?
The ceiling is made of solid stone, like smooth cut stone, and it's very high up. It's like at least 60 feet up.
Okay, so it does. Okay. I cast Moonbeam on the center pool,
Okay.
and it is 40 feet high cylinder up towards the ceiling. Does it hit the ceiling? is it
It
higher
wouldn't
than
quite
that?
reach the ceiling if
Okay.
it's only 40 feet, but
5 foot radius, 40 foot high cylinder.
yep. And is there like a Constitution save attached to that? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. You're not sure if that's having any effect. The water seems to like boil slightly, but there's also kind of a current swishing around these different pools right now, so it seems like the aboleth might be moving.
Mm-hmm.
However, actually, out of the central pool, as you do that, a couple like waterlogged and sickened-looking corpse-like people, like a dwarf and a human, kind of crawl out, like gasping for air. And as they leave the water, their skin starts to burn. It's really grisly. And it seems like they were maybe like minions of the aboleth that are now like just trying to escape.
Gross.
Survivors. And Rosetta behind you can hear like, oh no, like I know that dwarf.
Oh,
It's not Druidcraft this time, guys.
gruesome.
Yeah.
That's what fate awaits us all.
Oh jeez. Ilka.
Dark.
That's grisly. I'm disturbed. I'm real crabby that I got enslaved by that loser aboleth, so I'm aiming shatter. I can't see it,
Right.
so I'm aiming 10 feet down into the center hole.
Okay. So that's a Constitution saving throw for any living things in there.
Yeah, I need.
Roll the damage. Roll 3d8.
There was something about inanimate with your shatter, though, too, right?
Yeah, it's
It has advantage.
a creature made of stone, crystal, or metal would have disadvantage.
Yep.
It demolished that
So
flame
not
fountain.
unliving.
Mm-hmm.
Like destroyed that thing.
13.
13.
Damage.
Yeah, it's enough to kind of crack the ground around this pool, and it kind of caves in. There's a little bit like a 15-foot wide crater, still pretty full of water. But it seems like anything that might have been coming out of there will have a hard time with all the rock that's filled that pool at this point.
Great.
So you kind of shatter that hole and seal it closed. Takes us to Melifarn. Oh,
Bonus
Bonus
I'm
action.
going to spin and bonus at Scoot. See if I can haul him out of this sulk with Puff the Magic Dragon.
oh,
Ah.
that original Ilka song.
Yeah.
Of the Magic Dragon.
Zoff the magic.
Cool.
Nice.
What's your token say?
It says, fuck yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's aggressive.
Yeah, it really does. It says, fuck yeah, there's a 20 on it with Bardic Inspiration underneath it.
That's amazing.
Melifarn is going to lean right over the center of the pool, the central one that's still caved in, but there's a little bit of water streaming through it, and just face down into it and breathe a bolt of lightning into the center of this pool,
Whoa.
as dragons do.
I want that trick.
Yeah.
That's level 8
Yeah.
for a bard. Breathe.
Song of Lightning.
Breathe
Voice
electricity.
of lightning.
And Melifarn does 45 damage to everything in the water.
Whoa.
That's the same amount I did.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. You guys are like twins.
To
You're like
the
a dragon,
baby
basically.
Twinsies.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care.
And at that, the aboleth leaps out of the water, kind of like Free Willy style, out of one of the side holes.
I'm going to hold my fist up as it goes over me.
And one of his little tentacles gives you a high five.
Nice.
Way cooler than the dragon one. Just
Awesome.
and then let's see. I guess it would probably attack Melifarn first, since Melifarn's the closest. Leaping over Melifarn and whipping at the dragon with 3 tentacles. Oops.
Oh, no. We'll never know who was first.
And yeah, Melifarn's going to get hit twice with these tentacles.
It'd be really bad if she gets enslaved.
For a good 22 damage. So Melifarn was already looking really injured, and this is really sending her reeling backwards, like she's wobbly on her feet at this assault. So that takes us to Scoot.
I guess I'm probably still pretty bummed.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to buck myself out of that.
Yep. With your extra D8.
D8?
If he chooses.
If I
he
choose
do it
to
before or
Right,
after,
right.
yeah.
Come on. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the pirate life, or not the pirate, the sailor life, and just all the fun I had out there and how it changed me as an orc. And with that, I feel lucky, and I'm going to re-roll that one. So, because I learned a lot about luck out on the high seas, and it counts for a lot. And yeah, that's going to be a 20.
Yeah. You immediately realize that this is just a trick. And also, this giant tentacled monster just leapt over your head, so that kind of helped with the illusion. As it comes splashing down next to you, you realize that there are these 6 pools of water, and there's definitely an aboleth swimming around in them next to you. There's also a giant bronze dragon and Lark with glowing red eyes getting ready to wallop you again, I assume. Because that takes us to Lark for the next turn.
Yeah,
That takes your action to waking up, so you can move if you want to, but...
I'm feeling pretty good about the punch that I landed last time. I'm like fisticuffs saying, "Oh yeah, you want another one of those, Scoot?" And I swing at him again in the face again.
Okay. You're starting to feel like you should maybe be like murdering him a bit better.
Okay,
like,
so then
you're doing a pretty
Okay,
bad job of
all right.
killing this guy.
I would like to
You
go
like-
back 1 second. I think this is legit. Rage is a bonus action.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
would be
Through the moon.
fucking pissed
Yeah.
at this point.
What does that look like? Like, how does your rage manifest?
Well, the dolphin on my arm
Okay.
is immediately like furious, like
Yeah.
scary dolphin sort of thing. And
It's a tattoo for anyone.
Yeah,
who doesn't
there's
know.
it's a moving tattoo that changes with my emotions and sometimes it's
The rainbow sky turns all cloudy and dark.
Yeah,
and
there's
it's
like
just-
true storms. There's a fire in the background. It's rage anime eyes now,
Okay.
and I'm basically just putting chin forward, just facing off with you, just like do it again. I dare you.
And Lark?
At Lark, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were gonna use that rage for another action. Okay, no.
I
All right.
wish. Man, I would drop you if I had another action.
Oh, you think so?
I would crush your face.
All right, how'd you like that face full of knuckles? How about a gut full of rapier? I wish I had something funnier to say about this. And I brandish my rapier. And I roll a 11.
I dodged that rapier. I
Bat
just,
it aside.
yep, I take the shield, just, and then I probably scream some more. I'm approaching Hulk level.
That was
Not
lucky.
Zay, this is what you see going down in front of you.
Yeah, no. So because of Melifarn, I know that the Aboleth is the real enemy here. So I am going to run to Melifarn and cast Balm of the Summer Court for 4 hit points and a temporary hit point for her. And then I'm going to move my moonbeam onto the Aboleth. Is it still like in the air?
No, it plunged back down into the opposite pool on the hexagon, so it's not really clear where it is. It's below the water.
I'm going to
again.
move it to the opposite hexagon.
Like the one it went down into?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 2d10 radiant damage with half on a successful save.
You don't get the sense that you're hitting it, like it's already been moving, but that pool at least is covered by the moonbeam at this
Right.
point. So, all right, Ilka, then it's your turn. You got a big caved-in pool in the middle with a moonbeam on one of the 6 to the
How
sides.
far am I from Lark?
About 20 feet, I think. 20, 30 feet.
With a goal of drying off the Aboleth, do we have a giant towel
Yes.
in the
I was
bag of
wondering
holding?
that too.
Right.
There's no way I'm looking at the bag of holding in this moment.
Elevate him out of the water.
Yeah.
Okay, so I came back to my senses when a dragon smacked me in the face. So I feel like I'm gonna ride that energy and run over to Lark and smack him in the face.
Yeah.
Sure.
Probably with the butt of my song sword.
Roll it.
And I'm entirely engaged with him at this moment.
No, I don't. It doesn't matter. That's a 2.
You can roll with advantage because he's facing off with Scoot
Yes,
also.
he is.
Oh, I'm gonna smash him.
Yeah, he does. What am I rolling? That was
20.
a 17.
17 plus proficiency plus
That's
your
gonna be
dexterity
plenty.
is plenty. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So-
Plus, he's a dumb rogue.
That's a D4 again for damage.
with my song sword, the butt of it.
Yeah. It's an improvised weapon, so it's a D4.
Cool. I'm gonna run over and pull out the sword, and it kind of sings a "Wake Up, Dummy" song, and then I clonk him just kind of here above the temple.
Like right in the frontal lobe. Lark, make a
Yeah.
wisdom save.
1.
Is that modified?
Yeah.
Modified 1. Yeah, I
And
rolled a
not
2 and I
surprising
have a
at all.
-1.
no,
for
you're
wisdom.
just like, of course they would attack you immediately. These people
The figures. I spit out a tooth. and
brought
I,
you
like,
back to life just so they
I
could wail on
glare.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Melifarn is going to dive into the water, and you see a thrashing, like rippling water, gouts of water shooting out of the different pools, and no sign of Melifarn. So that's the last you see of her.
No.
Then
You just brought the room down.
let's see. Some 3 tentacles kind of like lash out at once from one of the side pools, and kind of whip towards Scoot,
Bring it.
trying to pull you into the water as well.
No. Oh well. I'm thinking
This might be okay.
maybe
Does 17 hit?
it does hit.
Okay. You are going to take 39 damage.
Oh my god.
Halved because you're raging.
Oh.
That's
So,
good because
yeah.
that 0 is looking real close.
Yeah. So that's 19, 20 damage. Rounded
Okay.
up. And then the water is going to surge up again and try to pull you all into these pools as well. Everyone makes strength saves if you're within 20 feet of these 5 remaining pools.
Do I also make a strength check?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
I had run over next to Lark. How close is he?
How close is Lark to you?
No, to the pools.
He's pretty close, like,
So I
like
would-
5-10 feet. Yeah.
Because I was right next to him.
7.
3.
God, we're the worst.
5.
Oh man.
We are not strong.
At the risk of keeping the party together, 25.
Wow. Okay, so like Noah's, like the wave pool in Noah's Ark suddenly Scoot, all of your friends are washed into these 5 holes in the ground, and the room is like eerily silent as you're standing proudly and sure-footedly above. The rest of you are all underwater right now in this like murky, dark water. Visibility is very poor. And that takes us, I believe, to Scoot.
My next act, it's instinct at this point.
Yeah.
You know, life on the ship.
Oh, yeah.
I'm jumping in the water.
Okay.
Plus, I've got the advantage of having the pendant that lets me swim at full speed and breathe underwater. So I'm down there looking for people as much as I can to try to get people up because it's reflex.
Okay, you can see like through the gloom. It's kind of this like ring-shaped tunnel underneath these pools. It's all connected, and you can see there's like flashes all around you of your friends and this aboleth. What are you trying to do when you're in the water? What's your goal?
I guess I would be looking for the friends, but if there's something that seems like it's like a whirlpool, I guess is what Scoot would probably most associate all this with.
Yeah.
He'd probably go and try to stop the whirlpool, whatever's keeping them down. I mean, I think he would have quick instincts on
Yeah,
at least this
it's
part.
close to the center. You can see like the writhing, steaming mass of this aboleth and this dragon kind of locked in mortal combat, with the tentacles whipping out and pulling at your friends and smacking them around.
In a moment of clarity, Scoot looks for a stone.
There are many stones in this pool.
Any green ones that we've been messing with recently?
Green stones you've been messing with recently. I'm not sure what you're alluding to.
No,
like
the
these
aboleth
stone?
is the stone.
aboleth
The aboleth is the stone?
Yeah.
Because
All
of
right.
sweat.
Yes.
Thanks for everybody saying that out loud underwater.
They all turn at you at once in a moment of clarity. Yeah.
All the chat bubbles start popping up.
Yeah, and so that's your turn then. You see all your friends around you.
Yeah.
Is your action to like pull someone out or?
I guess try to get the aboleth up and out of the water.
No. Okay. Well, it's easy enough to get to the aboleth. You have to roll an athletics check against it to try and grab it and start moving it.
Am I still raging?
Yes.
Do I get advantage on that then? You know what? 19.
You do.
I do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm not. Oh, my God. That's another 20.
What?
26.
What's your strength score?
My strength, I got a +6 to strength.
Okay, because the aboleth critted also. But it has a lower strength than you. It has a 19 strength.
I've got,
So-
okay, yeah. Well, my modified, I've got +3 strength and +3 proficiency.
Yeah. So you succeed at grappling the aboleth.
Oh my god.
So like you dive in and like what's your approach here? Like it's this 6 foot wide giant lamprey with tentacles.
I go for the base of it. Like
the mouth?
whatever
Yeah.
seems like central brain, that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. I'd have experience identifying these things from like dealing with squids
Yeah.
and octopus and things like that. So I would just try to get this, whatever I can get my arm around.
Okay.
Anything. Grips.
You're able to like grab onto like it's like eye holes kind of. There's like a bit of a ridge there.
Oh,
where
I
its eyes poke
love
out,
it.
And
Yes.
the mouth. So kind of the mouth
Absolutely.
and the eye, you sort of hook onto
I
it.
try to
and-
keep away from the beak
Yeah.
and I'm kicking, trying to get this thing up.
Okay, so you have it pinned down. Next turn you can move with it.
Okay.
But for now it's restrained on you. It can still attack with its tentacles.
I probably do a scream laugh right in its face. Just like pure like Elation, chaos, joy, all those things.
Lark, at that, your enslavement suddenly ends. You can clearly see that you are in murky water, surrounded by torrential flows and your friends whipping all over the place, with Scoot and Melifarn kind of like pinning down this aboleth as it's held in place towards the center with this like cracked rock all around it. Ilka and Zay are sort of like free at this point, kind of swirling to the side. Rosetta is still by the door, just kind of trying to stay safe and not die.
Okay. How does melee work underwater? Like
It works the same.
Does it really?
Movement is half speed,
And how far away is the aboleth from me?
about 10 feet.
All right, I'm going to swim to the aboleth and try to stab it.
Staboleth.
Staboleth. The aboleth. Please give me a good roll. I'm going to switch dice, please, for the first time tonight. Okay, that is a 23.
That'll hit.
Is it a sneak attack if it's engaged with me?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
So
is.
that's 11 plus
Rolling the dice. Rolling the bones.
20. 26 points of damage to the aboleth. Right through the aboleth eye.
So the water starts to get even murkier as this red blood fills the area
Oh, that's
all around you.
not great.
Yeah. And you hear this voice screaming in your mind, like, how dare you? You know, I was your only friend.
You shouldn't have pulled me underwater, jerk.
I don't understand.
says
I say in my mind.
underwater.
I say in my mind because I'm underwater and I have.
We
to
were
hold my
all
breath.
born underwater. You stupid apes crawled out of it.
You simply adopted it.
Idiots. Yeah.
were born
It's
to the
cursing you
water.
and talking about how its years of experience makes it as a god to use stupid animals, and how dare you even try to fight it.
Rude.
Even this dragon is just a stupid salamander. Well put, Ilka. It is now Zay's turn.
So, being underwater with my companions and with this dragon that reminds me so much of Zelifarn reminds me of the shark that I spoke with the last time we were underwater, and I turn into a reef shark.
And you fill up one of the tubes, like you're full on shark. Yeah.
Like Jaws 3.
Yeah.
And my reef shark has pack tactics.
Uh-huh.
And since I am surrounded by my companions, the shark has advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of the shark's allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated.
Yep. It's restrained anyways, so you'd have advantage.
Oh, it's restrained.
Yeah.
But also cool pack tactics.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, damn
Okay.
No,
right.
like
Super
you
awesome pack
see the
tactics.
pattern in the water, yeah, and you go right for the
I-
sweet spot.
Try to bite. Oh no. I'm distracted by all the blood in the water.
You have advantage though, so roll it
I have
again.
advantage.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
That's better.
13.
Not gonna hit. Its hide is too thick. Like you sink your teeth into it and just kind of get stuck. But you're latched onto it, yeah.
I shake a little.
Should have
Yeah.
told him it was a 20. He's believed me every time.
So that's your action then?
Yes.
Moving to Ilka.
Do I know if an aboleth is undead or not?
You know that it's not.
It is not undead.
As far as you can tell, it seems pretty living.
Cool. Sweet. I'm going to dissonant whispers all over this dude.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to whisper a discordant melody. In my head, it's like a wretched merry-go-round version of Octopus's Garden.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it needs a wisdom save.
It gets a 10.
It loses,
Okay.
and it takes lots and lots of psychic damage. It takes 16 psychic damage, and it needs to run away.
Oh, it's running away
Yeah.
because I'm carrying
And-
it.
Yeah, it must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as it can away from me and my terrible music.
Wow. Well, it's restrained, but it's trying to get upwards and out of the water if you let it, Scoot.
Oh, I'm gonna move with it.
Okay.
I'm not releasing, but I'm not.
You're going to give it the freedom to move, but still hold on. That's what you're saying.
I'm gonna help it move up and out of this pipe.
Okay.
Is my goal. I'm now the dragon rocket shooting Elon Musk's dream up into the space.
So as the horror show Beatles music is playing underwater, the aboleth gives one giant kick with its tentacles and launches itself, along with some help from Scoot, out of the water and kind of beaches itself near these pools. and the water stops swirling immediately, aside from the giant reef shark, which is still attached to it, or...
Cool.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Stay within 5 feet.
Yeah. So Zaya's along for the ride as it goes flying out of the water. Melifarn is like swirling around trying to figure out what is going on in this as this music is filling the water. And then eventually pokes her head out of the water and leaps out to help you pin down this aboleth on the ground. And Melifarn crits as well. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, she takes the tails are whipping around trying to hit her, and she just kind of like sort of pounces on them all and holds them all in. So it's sort of like this actual squid shape at this point with the multiple tentacles kind of held in by Melifarn. The aboleth then is cursing wildly, still very cool, very calm and collected. And telling you that this is all part of its plan. No matter what you do to it, it'll be back to haunt you and will control your ancestors for eons to come. As the eyes start to flash, and you all feel the psychic force trying to invade your brains, but you've all kind of felt it already at this point, and so it's almost like old news, and it can't quite get an anchor on you anymore. So that's all that it does. It tries to break out of the grapple with a crit.
What?
So roll an opposing athletics
What
check.
die do you have back there, Matthias?
I just rolled 3 crits in a row.
That's insane.
And that was a 5, so it has to succeed twice against Melifarn and Scoot. So
That's a 4.
okay, Melifarn still holds on, as well as Zay
take it.
on the back with their teeth. Which takes us to Scoot. What's your approach?
So I'm no longer grappled with it.
Yeah, it rips its mouth away from you,
Okay.
and it's sort of like snapping at you wildly.
I'm definitely still enraged, and I am just going for the eyes at this point because it seems like the eyes are the source of the problem.
Okay,
So I would just start. I would pick an eye and start tearing for it, just like claws, fingers, claws, anything.
Wow.
Just start scraping, scratching. I'm just going after an eye.
like real berserker mode. Just like,
oh
now you're
yeah,
thinking about
totally.
it.
Like I'm gonna get to the brain of this thing,
Ugh.
and then call it a bad name. It's like you got a stupid brain, and
Make an attack roll.
cool. 9 is a what? Would I still use like a full bonus on that? 15 if it's a full bonus.
15 does not hit. It's too resistant. Again, like it just closes its eyes and it feels almost like a steel shell on it as you're trying to scrabble at its eyes.
Okay. All right.
And it laughs at you mentally, telepathically.
Oh, that makes me so much more mad.
Say.
I can't breathe, so I detach and turn back into a halfling.
Okay.
And I use druidcraft around its like big eye to blow wind in a 5-foot cube.
Oh, just like an air dryer.
Basically, I'm like, yep. So the front of it is hopefully dry at this point.
Yeah. So it's got 3 eyes that kind of extend back like 10 feet. So like its front 2 eyes start to like solidify and turn like glassy. And it seems like it's starting to form up on the ground as the wind like air dries it clean. The mucus that was covering its body starts to kind of flatten and harden. But it's going to take a little bit more, which takes us to Ilka. You're still in the water. Everyone else has leapt out at this point, except for Lark.
Do I see anything in the water?
You would see
Anything else
everyone
down
else having just left. Like you just cast Dissonant Whispers, and then the aboleth pushed itself out of the water, and the dragon and the shark followed.
Cool. I will swim out of the water as well.
Punk, and you're back on the surface, and you see the dragon pinning it down while Scoot scrabbles at its eyes, and a really strangely cube-shaped wind dries off the front half of the aboleth's face.
Scrabbles.
Yeah.
It's the end of the car wash.
The windshield, yeah. It's gonna be
The one
just
where you
right.
take 90 seconds to
Yeah.
get through.
Okay. Hear me out. What do we think the aboleth weighs?
Oh, gosh. About 500 stone.
Can Melitharn fly?
Not very well, but yes.
Can Melitharn lift the thing?
You have to find out.
Okay. So my plan is Melitharn is going to lift this thing up into the air. Scoot's going to help and like throw from the bottom. And then we're going to feather fall. And it will slowly fall and dry out.
I like it.
So you clap your hands together and just get everyone's attention briefly, and you're like, come on, all right, here's what we're doing. And you outline it prosaically in about 6 seconds. enough for that plan to maybe take effect. So Melifarn goes next in initiative order and tries to lift up the aboleth. I think it's an 8 against its 2. So, yeah, Melifarn flaps her wings and manages to get up about 20 feet, carrying this aboleth up like a writhing eel in her claws.
Great.
And so...
I mean, I cast the thing as a reaction.
Yeah, like you had that action ready, and then
Yep.
poof, feather fall. And
Yep.
then Melifarn needs to drop it?
Yeah.
So how slowly does it fall? Like half speed?
Slows down. It takes no falling damage. 60 feet per round.
Oh, so that would still fall pretty fast.
How-
but if you
how
have the
high is
wind
the
blowing at
chamber?
it, that might help a little bit. The chamber is about 60 feet, so Melifarn could keep going upwards.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
a
my
good
goal.
point. Yeah, so she'll keep trucking upwards.
Do I assist with a boost at all, even though it's out of my turn?
Yeah. Roll strength to see how much of a boost you give. Actually, I forgot about that. Scoot was part of the plan too.
Is a 20.
Nat 20?
Another nat 20.
What
20
the
Holy,
26
what is
off this rigged.
Why do we even use dice? We just say everything succeeds.
I've had like 4 crits
Yeah.
in 24 episodes, but I changed dice.
So how does that look? The boosting writhing eel upwards as a dragon
Have you
lifts
ever
it?
seen Final Fantasy Advent Children?
Like bits.
I'm just one more person doing a boost. That's it. I'm on my feet are on the ground and
deep
I'm
cut.
throwing up.
Okay, well, your rage has you so jacked that you're like a lightning bolt as you push upwards, and that sends Melifarn almost in a bit of a tailspin as she circles higher up until she almost brushes against the ceiling.
Yes.
So that gives her the boost that she needs to move her full move speed upwards while she's flying. So then,
Yep. Then I'm going to cast Featherfall.
step 2, boom.
Yep.
And the eel is descending downwards beautifully as water streams away from it and the wind starts to air dry it backwards and forwards. Yeah.
Is this how you thought it was going to go?
Yeah, right?
Yes. After about 20 seconds, the aboleth, again, its eyes are opening and closing, but it's having a harder and harder time doing that as the wind starts to blow against it.
Scoot is looking up, genuinely wondering why he did that. It just, oh yeah, I guess I would. Yeah,
It is beautiful, like the streams, the beams of sunlight coming from some crack in the wall, like
Yeah.
lighting this mucusy thing.
And
as
he
it
preps
falls.
his axe.
Yeah, and about halfway down, it starts to shrink and ball up. The aboleth starts to curl in on itself until eventually it starts to twist and wind round and round, smaller and smaller and smaller, until as you have your axe ready, Scoot, on the ground, the aboleth kind of like plunks down on the ground as this maybe basketball-sized stone with 3 red eyes that shrinks and shrinks and shrinks and shrinks down until it's about the size of an avocado. Do you smack it?
I'm probably genuinely pretty stunned by all that, but no, I think I'm ready. No, I don't.
Okay.
Just like I'm looking around to see what anybody else is doing. Just
Lark, you're next. What would you do?
I still haven't got out of the pipe.
Yeah.
So
You're on your own in the water.
I'm going to swim up out of the pipe and...
without knowing he's still down there, I scream,
Yeah.
"Lark, what do I do?"
I'm okay, everybody. I'm safe. I'm back. Where's the aboleth? Let's go. I have my sword. I'm brandishing it.
It's a little stone on the ground. Everyone's kind of indicating it.
I'm so excited that worked, and I can't even get words out. I'm just like garbling at Lark, like, look, the thing I did, and it dried, and the fall, and it's a rock.
She might be possessed. It's hard to tell.
I'm so confused. Do we have the towel? Was that the plan? Lark just watches for now.
Okay. And as you say, do we have a towel? All of a sudden, this hook again pulls at all of you from the back of your neck. And you hear a voice in your head, the aboleth's voice once again saying, "You now know where the vault is. My purpose is served." And reality twists and warps, and the ground gives way from under you, and the ceiling parts, and you're all plunged upwards into the sky. Melifarn melts away, Rosetta melts away, and you all find yourselves laying breathless on the ground of Vermalia Haventree's house with the stone with its 3 eyes open next to you.
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck. Special thanks to our own Technomancer and Corpse of Thale, John Brophy, for his help making this show look and sound great for the live audience. Thank you to everyone who came out and joined us in person. We hope to have another live show soon, and a big what's up to the Willow River D&D Club. We hope the 20s keep rolling for you. Scott Hebert is a fiscal year 2021 recipient of a Creative Support for Individuals grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board, thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Previous support was made possible by the Arrowhead Regional Arts Council, and my sincerest thanks to those two boards for their support. Thank you to Leeland Campana for use of his song Avernum as our theme song. Thank you to the Renegade Theater Company, Teatro Zacconi, and Mary Fox for their support. And once again, thank you all so much for listening to Twin Portals.
All right, so I'm here at the DM microphone. I'll get in my stance a little here and start gesticulating wildly while facing the microphone, talking to Scott, talking to Beth, talking to someone over there, and talking to someone over there, and addressing the audience and being like, "Thanks, y'all, you're awesome." Here's my normal performance voice. Here's a character. Here's a character. Here is a character. Here's a character. Here's a character.
There's no way we're going to meet that many people tonight.
Okay.
Don't you crush his dreams? He's been practicing those all week.